What's up, guys? Welcome. Apologies about that break. A little bit of a later start than usual. 9 minutes past 8 o'clock. We've got ATG versus ToliBoys. ATG on the left side, ToliBoys on the right. Welcome. Tonight the cast will be myself and Sinister Smiley. How's it going, Smiley?
Good in you, old sheeps.
No complaints.
Yeah, I haven't casted in a while now, so looking forward to this game finally.
Yeah, it should be good. First division match, guys. If you don't know, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is basically South African esports vs gaming. Rounding out leg 3. I think this is the last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, this is the last week indeed. I'm in the same group as both of these teams, so I myself will be facing ATG on Sunday.
Okay, and expectations for that?
We already faced ToliBoys, but didn't go so well. They beat us pretty convincingly, but expectations for our games.
Yeah, expectations for your game on Saturday or Sunday?
It depends on what mood my top laner is, to either just int and top or get a pentakill, I guess.
Okay, so he's like your carry, per se.
Usually, yeah.
Right, so looking to pick a ban phase so far. We have the Nico, the Thresh, and the Zed takeaway for the side of ATG, and the Vayne, Yorick, and one more champion. So, Sinister, seeing as you do play in First Division, what are your thoughts on these two sides as to like where about they sit in the ladder? Do you feel like
it's hard to judge for ATG because it seems like, well, from what I can see in the standings, they're a bit behind with their games, which is why they also schedule 2 games on Sunday. We're one of them. They only played, I think, 3 games this week. This is their 4th, where some of us has played 5 or 6 already. So they're actually a bit behind.
Okay.
But looking at it, they have a 100% win rate. They haven't dropped the game yet. And ToliBoys, I think, as far as I can remember, is also, yeah, they're second at the moment. So they've only dropped 1 game against TCR Prominence, I believe.
It's pretty surprising, actually. But we got the Jarvan market as well as the Morgana. Morgana most likely will be in either support or mid lane. Can potentially be flexed between both. Jarvan 90% of the time in the jungle, 10% of the time in the top lane, I'd say.
From what I can see, both Para and Snoeman actually play Morgana, so you're completely right. They can actually flex this around. But it's odd enough, Alistair is not banned, and we know even from scouting grounds that Snoeman is a really avid Alistair player himself. You know, that one play he made, I think on Red Raven it was, where he flashed past him and headbutted him into the tower. I can remember that.
Yeah, I remember something like that.
So 100% can recommend that maybe flex Morgana onto mid and then get him his Alistair if it's not banned away.
So it looks like we will have that DC, not too sure if it was just someone's net or a mispick in the pick a ban phase. Let me just see what's coming through in the chat. Yeah, he DC'd, XD'd, but what's up to us? It's the DC Hexy Spartan. How's it going, guys? People lasers, meters, bots. Para69 again. Luco, welcome to the channel, dude. Sven, as always, good to have you here. Geefball 1, 2, 3, 4. Not gonna be in time for that first command, unfortunately. A little bit late tonight. Who else is here? Para again. Jungly more a little bit earlier with that first, actually the second first. People is claiming the full 500 doubloons, but we'll be jumping back into the pick and ban phase. Right, so basically, guys, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, good finish. I don't
No,
know.
no, go for it.
No, just wanted to say that I do think they should maybe get Newman his Alistair. In my opinion, I really like his Alistair.
Okay. Hopefully we didn't just jinx it. I mean, they did finish the ban phase, so yeah, not too sure how of a priority it is. Is that Kenny D pulling in Sinister?
Always, dude. Kenny D is a master supporter in the community.
Kenny GG.
Am I right?
But I don't know, Kenny D, are you a master supporter? Nico, we got some people lasers tier 1 spam coming through the sheep dip. Otherwise, guys, we are actually having that sheep. So we're having this rocket emote slightly changed. Oh, hang on. We got a Twitch Prime sub coming through from Yun. I'm not gonna read the rest of that name, but shout out for the sub, my dude. Welcome to the channel. Getting that tier 1, not have those access to those emotes. Jake Locke, appreciating that name.
really good pickup from ToliBoys as well, picking up the Jarvan Galio. That comp is absolutely busted. If the Jarvan engage in the middle of a team fight, especially onto a priority target, Galio just ults on top, and you have a good one there. Actually, ATG responding with a really great pick from themselves, having the Gragas. if the Gragas ultimate is timed really well, he can probably just get his team to safety as a really good disengage tool against the Galio and Jarvan. So I actually like this Gragas pickup from him.
Okay. I mean, Gragas is very much a hit or miss champion, especially with his ulti. Can be the difference between whether you push their carry into your team or away to a good position. But the Galio support most likely potentially could be mid, even top, I guess. Not so much jungle AD carry, but super highly contested in the competitive pro scene, that is. But with the Jarvan Galio combo actually super effective. Jarvan with his flag and drag Cataclysm into that hero's entrance. Gonna be able to lock them down pretty hard, but Sinister, you've got your Alistair, dude. Are you happy?
Yeah, dude, I really look forward to it. I like his Alistair. Personally, myself, I would probably looking at banning it out from him because, you know, if Morgana was open, maybe sure, then I can deal with it. But they took Morgana away as first pick, and they have the Alistair, so they don't need to have to worry about a counter pick. That being said, he has to have to look at smart engages because a Galio can really turn fights if you do engage on him. He can go right on your ADC, taunt you as well, get 2 taunts off in a matter of fact, and just have to be very careful for that actually.
Okay. No, 100% a factor to keep in mind. Sivir picked up. So, super good AD carry in the moment. Definitely up there, if not the strongest AD carry right on this patch. Scales very well. Super safe lane phase. That spell shield means that she's pretty decent against champs like Alistair. Although Alistair needs to be careful. Potentially could play the combo a little bit different. Go for the W spell shield into the Q opposed to the WQ combo, which could potentially be blocked twice or block both the abilities. He does use them in quick succession, but
yeah, if he let the spell shield use the W, like if it actually connects, it will take the spell shield and he can just Q up. But if he Qs mid W, the W won't touch her. In that case, the Q will hit the spell shield.
Yeah, so I assume, I mean, you answered pretty much that his Alistair was decent, so I assume he knows how to play the matchup. But guys,
also, you can try and always do the switch and bait and test the Sivir's nerve. Actually, just run up and see if she preemptively spell shields.
True.
That's always a good one to do.
Especially on our ping. But we had a message a little bit earlier than I did see. I think it was from... Where is it now? Something about Full Metal. Yeah, Full Metal, yeah.
Very interesting. They have a super go comp on ToliBoys side. Going with Volibear, Sivir, Galio and Jarvan 4. Really looking to go in and fight.
Fight. Hashtag the sunshine. But Hextech Spartan says that ATG 0. ATG 0. I thought that's where you got it from, dude.
Actually, no, I wasn't, but actually, now that she said it, makes more sense.
ATG.
Maybe that's where I got it from. You're completely right. Yeah,
subconscious.
It just drilled into my mind.
Hextech Spartan vouching for the ATG side says that he's watched all their games. They're pretty decent. Glad to see awesome supporters. This is First Division League, guys. If you are just joining us now. Favorite to win this Gearful, Sinister? I mean, you know a little bit more about the 2 First Division teams than I do, personally.
What was the question?
Expectations, like, who's your favorite to win?
My favorite to win? Well, I think ATG is a pretty good team, and they have people that's played with each other a lot. Snewman and Para being brothers, as far as I know, as well. So, it seems like they should have pretty good synergy. So, and just from what I know the teams from, I think ATG is favorite to win. But boy, if I look at this ToliBoys comp, I must say it does look very scary indeed. And if I was against that comp, I would already be thinking about how I can play around this comp, what I can do as a win condition against this, because I think forcing team fights is not what you want to do with this fight. And like, this is very good luck to ATG. What do you think they have to do against this comp on ToliBoys?
So you're saying from the ATG perspective against ToliBoys or the other way around? Okay,
yeah,
so
from
what
ATG
side?
Perspective.
So the issue with their comp is that they have super like beefy front line as well as a decent scaling like comp. I mean, we saw the Volley being picked up by Tiger Beckle, I think it was the other day. Volley is sort of like making his way back into the meta. Wouldn't say he's meta, but he's that's definitely decent. I think I watched like a video or something about like top Korean picks, and I think Volley's making his way back up. Velka is something we are seeing in competitive, like LCK and whatnot. Even Volka's top, so I like that pick. So they've got a very nice comp in my opinion. I feel like they've definitely got it. If they play correctly, they'll win this game.
Yeah, definitely. So that's also why I'm saying, like, if it was just off people I know, and like if I would say ATG, I know they're a good team, but this is a scary comp. That is a very scary comp from ToliBoys side, and if they can't find a win condition this game, I would recommend them just banning out some of those champions. Potentially, probably just the Jarvan Galio would already relieve a lot of the problems they have,
Okay.
in my opinion.
I just want to test out a feature, guys. Let me know if this all works. Should be okay.
Because if Jarvan might be looking to get a bit more damage since they have the Volibear already that can frontline. But if he is going to tank, he can legitimately just get Stoneplate, EQ in, and then don't die at all.
Okay, so basically on the screen we should have some stats of the players. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. It's tweaking this still. It's a work in progress, so don't judge. It's basically just a little bit of the stats and behind the scenes for the players that we do load into the game. So we see that Aware, Sun, Bear, 33% win rate in 9 games on the Gragas, 56% win rate in... This is normals and ranked stats, so maybe we should just switch it to ranked only. I guess, because nobody really cares about normal matches, do they? So we got a 40% win rate on Gragas in the solo queue for Where Bear Sun, as well as 56 still in Para 69 for Morgana, 100% win rate, 3 games, ATG Slave. Steve Man with a 33% win rate on the Alistair, 3 players, 3 games. Jake's no games with Urgo. That's kind of that's a little bit concerning.
Yeah, actually, I was just going to mention that. I don't know why I didn't see this earlier. From my research that I did of these teams, Jake's is normally the sub. Omega. As we mentioned in the chat again, Goofball. So Omega Hotshot is normally the jungler, and Jake's is a sub, but normally when he subs, he is the mid laner. So in this case, he is going to go top, and Aware's Sunbear, which is normally the top laner. He's very well known for his Gragas as well. He's a really good Renekton. Is normally the top laner, and he's in the jungle at the moment. So as well, they're off roles as far as I can see. Only Para, ATG Slave, and Snowman in their usual roles.
Okay. I mean, look at the 2 team comps. I mean, it's definitely favoring the side of ATG, just in terms of ranks. I mean, two Platinum 4s versus 1 Plat 4, Gold 2, Gold 3. So, on paper, I think that ATG are a little bit stronger, but it is competitive 5. It's not solo queue, guys, as well as not everyone having that much time to grind the solo queue. But the win rate, 33% win rate, 1 in 3 games, believe it or not. 57 for Zixi, quite close to Zeusty, another South African player. Rifts with the 100% win rate on the job in 2 games. 8 games, 50% win rate for Red Bull OTP and Bazing Killer. Is that a reference to, what's that program again? The Bazinga? Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, that's probably. But I've actually just checked as well, quickly, the Sinister cheat sheet. And I've also realized now that it seems like both teams are playing with subs. Because also on the side of ToliBoys, their usual players aren't in the playing at the moment. Balloon Knot, Ziggsy, both their subs as far as my research is concerned. Ziggsy being not having played a game yet this season, unless he's played since the 3 games ago that we've played with him. Yeah, that in that case he seems to be a support. So in this case he is the support, so he's on his role at least. Balloon Knot also being the ADC sub, so they are on the correct roles. They're just using subs as far as I can see.
Loading into the game, it looks like Urgo a little bit short on the games we experienced on the champion. Only 2,834 mastery points on him. A little bit concerning, honestly. I think Urgo is actually better in the jungle right now than it is top, thanks to the recent patch changes where they made his passive basically deal no reduced damage to like monsters in the jungle. So he's got a pretty disgusting clear speed. You guys looking for a new jungle?
He's really good in the jungle now.
Yeah, he's disgustingly broken in the jungle. Been playing in Korea. So if you guys are looking for a new jungle champ to pick up, definitely look at Urgot. Still waiting for the local scene to catch up. Just saying. No fleeing.
Hey, I'm just saying, I've played Galio since my first game in this series and nobody banded up against me until last night when Neo played against us. Everyone let me have it. And the one game I did the second most damage with only redemption. So just saying, it was pretty disgusting of them letting me have it. Please don't ban it from me now.
Alright, it's a little bit of poke coming through, not going to connect, unfortunately. Velka's looking for that first little bit of damage. If you guys just joining us now, it's currently ATG in blue versus the ToliBoys in red. Yikes, dude. It should be a good match, guys. Myself and Sinister on the cast.
Always good cast with sheeps.
Otherwise, guys, Dwan, unfortunately, no votes tonight, guys. I'm slowly but surely recreating the old features from the previous PC as well as the new features as we did. Basically, get a new PC for streaming as well as having a formatting, because we had some issues, but those are fixed now at this point, I think.
Fix your
panels?
champion order, buddy.
Right. Fair enough. ToliBoys reminded me.
Also, are we gonna sync our times when you're done with that?
What is doing game time?
My game is 1 minute 25, 26,
6:27, 28, perfect.
Lovely. Just had a short buffer there, but we should still be okay.
Otherwise, guys, if you have any questions, by all means, drop it in chat. Use the @sheepy_ to make sure I don't miss the message. If I do miss a message, it's not intentional. Sometimes I read it, think about it, and don't get opportunity to reply, and I forget. Otherwise, there was a question a little bit earlier about what exactly are doubloons as like the currency of the stream. Used for entering giveaways and whatnot. What kinds of fun activities. I'll drop the sound a little bit, guys. I think it's a bit loud. Job, you go for the first gank of the game towards mid. Does get the flash out of Para 69. It's quite a big win for him. No black shield available, so we'll have to immediately flash away.
They're very good proactive play there from the Jovan. Doesn't have cleanse as well, so that's going to mean that a return gank is probably going to be imminent very soon.
Well,
actually, he's still around the area. I think Jovan actually might be disconnected. He hasn't moved out of the river since he ganked. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. It's actually ToliBoys this time that does DC. Via's dropped the gamble. Loses his 4 doubloons. Yikes, dude. I think we need to hit up Via's with some more doubloons at some point. But
I'll help him out then. I'm not being biased, guys. I know he's on my team, but I normally give 500 doubloons if you lose it all.
Hexter says, quick stats, if my team ever beats the ATG 0 side, then we would have to beat all of the ATG sides. Are they like a gym badge? Are they part of the Pokemon, era? But, so this is giving you over 500 bleeds, just to keep feeding the addiction, dude. Keep you hooked on the stream as well as the activities, so the betting and whatnot. See if you can become a millionaire.
You have to keep people interested.
Yeah, dude, even if you're not here for the cast or the gameplay, just keep the stream paused and do the gambling in chat, see if you can make your way up to the big time leagues. Speaking of which, we should get we're playing with an idea for a new giveaway. It most likely will be open to only SA people, as it would be something physical. Haven't exactly worked out exactly how it's gonna work. Exactly. So just keep your fingers crossed, or just wait patiently, guys. Otherwise, Sinister Smiley, currently Diamond 1 in League hours.
Wait. I was on 700 hours the other day.
That is because we need to. I'm basically we're using the chatbot on the laptop. I need to update that, guys. If you do have hours the bleeds from yesterday that you may have earned, just let me know what I need to give you.
I was on 700 and something hours.
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue because we couldn't run the chatbot off of the PC yesterday. I've got that fixed now, so we're back on the PC, so that's why a lot of people were high betting yesterday, because I let them know. Para 69 trying to walk it off, does go super low, last attack is not going to connect with the W. The Q from Volko's not going to reach, no damage required, but Para 69 flash and ignite out. Rip. Balloon not the real Mr. Knots, just some mere shell. He's like the 80 carry version of Knots.
What are you talking about? Not monkey go. Very nice WQ coming through from Alistair.
New man. Looks like 60. I'm not really mining. It says thanks to the mana balloon, not just intentionally walking through the trap.
But actually getting both Galio and Silver there. Really good. Well played by Schneemann.
Goosebumps is playing ticket at EU West Finals for win. Dude, maybe in a couple of years. No promises though, dude. I think Goofball will get one of the first tickets if that is the case. But no, it'll be like a small prize, a physical thing though. Do you like Kickers headsets or something, says Hextech? I don't know what that means exactly. Hextech, elaborate a little bit more, please. But otherwise, guys, we don't know. We got a new router yesterday, and no more trips, no more DCs on TeamSpeak. It's amazing. It's actually
really great.
start of a.
That news for a while. You didn't even tell me, guys.
Start of a new era, guys.
Hashtag main mod doesn't know anything.
No, it's not a gaming chair. PV lasers. Why would we give away a gaming chair, dude? I need a gaming chair. But yeah, start a new era. Sheepy stream that doesn't actually DC every like half an hour. Pause stream time out. It's weird, dude. Like you get new PC, get new router, get new like everything. It all comes in like in a big. It's like something like it's like some sort of catalyst that just causes everything else to happen as well. New router question marks as people lasers can't confirm. Away Sunbear with the gank in the mid lane, looking for the return kill. Root does get the snare, immediate cleanse out. I must say that I like the fact that. Whoops, apologies about that, guys. Let's scuff that. Flash imagery from Red Bull. IDP does get the flip. Looks like Jake super low. Nice little bite from Body to be able to stay alive. I realized that my panels were wrong. I think it is the support Galio.
And actually, getting first blood only now.
Ooh,
And
cheesy
Sneeman's
combo.
gonna actually completely waft the WQ combo, unfortunately. Yeah, if they got that, Gragas was there to follow up, so they could have actually potentially gotten a kill there off of the Sivir.
Dude, that is what we call a cheesy combo right there, what Steamman did. Like, basically with Alistair, if you WQ, but you Q late or early or something like that. Actually, not early, because you can't Q it anymore. But if you mess up the combo, basically, you call it a cheesy combo, because basically, back in the day, we had Cheesy, who was a mid-tier support playing for a high-tier team, and he used to play a lot of Alistair, and he'd miss every second combo. To be fair, back then the combo was a lot harder, but Steamman, if the engage traps have been placed, does connect this time, no spell shield used, Bully not super low. Zixi trying to prevent Steamman from getting onto Bully not anymore. Massive chunk, nothing more coming from it though. Snare missing. Like I was saying, basically Cheesy, I think he started recently playing, but he used to miss a fair amount of the combos, so that's where the meme was born back in the day.
Yeah, and shout out to Sneeman being one of the little people in SA that I know at least that has the Hextech skin.
Dude, how did he get it? Was it just through like randomly finding it, or did he actually save for 10 like gemstones?
I don't know. I saved for 10. I have mine.
Jeez, dude. I just re-roll them whenever I get them. At this point, I don't even know.
That's so bad, dude. Even before there's a Janna Hextech skin and you can't get it.
Dude, if that's the case, I'm gonna be super bleak. I already missed out on the Halloween, like with the chroma. Do you know how sick that Halloween's Janna skin is with the chroma?
I know, I have it, and the gold one.
Get me out, dude. Mission failed.
Yeah, but where's Bear? He's going to look for a gank on top, but a controller is going to spot him out, so Bear should be safe. He's looking to maybe stay around in the area. No. Missing call being in bot, so Away Sunbear just gonna call it off, saying that we don't know where the mid laner is, so rather not gonna do anything risky. I'm gonna maybe look at getting the scuttle that will be spawning soon in mid lane.
Jakes, you must team a CS my friend, dude. That should have been a little bit cleaner. So he's up a substantial amount versus Volibear though. Having a bit of a rough time. Jakes very aggressive, both junglers topside. The flip is there. Ultimate applied by Volley. Dude, Death! Fear Beyond Death, not gonna connect as it does go just sideways. Knock up Iki combo from Rift. Might just go down to where Sun Bear. Goodbye, friend. Double kill over to Red Bull. Nicely played.
And this is already a really good start for ToliBoys. And I mean, we already talked about in Champion Select about how strong this comp is going to be in team fights, but they're already getting a fairly good lead here in the early game without even connecting with each other. You know, playing to their actual advantage. All in all, bot lane looking not too bad. Jinx is actually on 66 farm compared to Sivir's 45 farm, so ATG Slave doing a really good job of out-CSing the Sivir in this case.
So currently not for 3 of your favorite ToliBoys, Steve. Do you expect it to be smooth sailing from this point on? Do you feel like it's going to be a bit of a closer game? I think originally predicted quite a close match, but all in accounts for this match is particularly with the champs and whatnot.
I think at this case, if Urgot cannot come back to the top lane, they should I think Away Sunbear should be looking at snowballing this Jinx, because it does look like they're actually doing really well in the bot lane, and Jarvan is also around the bot lane. So you can see Jarvan already has plans to shut this down, but you can see Away Sunbear actually going to steal the Gromp, and Snoomon is here, and they're going to actually pick up Rifts, and the kill's going to go over to Gangplank. Gragas, really well played there from
That was actually very
ATG.
GG. I like it, dude. Alistair as well, flashing in, just make sure that his friend guarantees the kill. We were discussing about the hit and miss of the Gragas ulti. I feel like he definitely hit that one. Cheeky pump. Get me out this KD, guys. Hashtag winners know when to stop, says Abaddon, pretty much, dude. Was a sick combo as Hextech. I agree, dude. Props to both the jungler and the support for the ATG side.
Yeah, this is exactly what they want. I think they should try to play as much around bot lane at this stage as they can. You can see Jarvan is coming around to bot lane again. Gragas is still there. There's the pings out on the Jarvan. But in the meanwhile, Jax is going to look to fight Volibear, which is not the best option in this moment. Volibear is 3-0, and he already has a lot of armor plus that Bami said though.
Steamman, very aggressive, nothing much gonna come from it though. Two tanky, beefy boys fighting out. Steamman definitely getting the short end of that stick. What's the expression, the long end of the stick, dude?
I think it's the short end. Might be not. Right?
What is it in reference to? But holding that thought. Rift pops of ultimate. The movement speed is there because of the collapse. Not going to be able to hit him as a Wear Sun Bear just dives over the wall. Fat boy and all.
I think it's probably to the reference where if you draw a short straw, then you normally lose whatever is at stake.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that as well. But why is it a stick or was it a straw? Why is it not just like a...
Yeah, playing around the bot side of the map, as I talked about earlier, and they're going to look at contesting this dragon, and looks like both teams are just going to call it off, and Jinx is going to go back to farming.
Kenny D, who's your money on this game, dude? Expectations, blue or red side, who's going to take it? Just take a break from the gambling, dude. Losing it all. Not like this. Work too damn hard. You gotta put the kids through school. Gotta pay for the clothing. Can't afford to lose all your bleeds at this stage.
Well, Kenny D, you're not memeing actually. He has a kid now.
Okay, that's good. All the Facebook posts and whatnot. Sinister, how long do you expect until we get mini Sinisters walking around, dude?
What? What the shit? Why would you ask that?
I don't know, dude. No plans. Just
time out. No.
see where it goes, dude. Looks like Jake's just filling in the middle lane trying to catch up to Zingo, but he's a little bit too safe.
I could have had a spicy comeback there, but I'll rather I'll save it for another time.
Okay. Fair enough. Just keep it brewing in the oven.
Yeah. But yeah, I think at this point in the stage, they're gonna hand over the blue buff to Morgana by the looks of it. Yeah, Morgana gonna get the blue buff there. I think after Away Sunbear is cleared out topside jungle, you should go right back to bot lane and see if they can maybe make a play there. It does look like they are freezing it at the moment. Smart move from Sivir, so
not cheeky attempt. Not gonna connect though. Knock him on the turret. Lots of damage as properly. Death race. That could be double. Holy moly, that's a big boy play. Double for Bazinga. Got him.
Yeah, very unfortunate. He already used all of his CC that could potentially stop the ultimate. So in that case, even if Morgana binding did land, which it actually did, it would have not made a difference.
And just reference that Morgana a little bit earlier, handing off the blue bluff.
Yeah, it was definitely a bluff. It's a good handover to the Valkos actually.
Well, that was a very clean play coming through from Bazinga. Got a little bit lucky with the ulti from Away Sun. Didn't expect him to turn around. Tried to bounce it back into the team. That's where that hit or miss concept comes into play. Hit the previous one before that, but completely missed that one. Red side make a rotation. They have 4 members. No Volibear Yeti. Isn't a turret in a position to teleport in if he's needed? The flash coming to the taunt. Here comes the teleport from red side. Big fight here is entrance. Rifts. Looks like popped Red Bull ultimate. The nom gonna be enough to finish off that kill. And support dead, still on the chase, ATG slave, Zistia, no flash available, Red Bull on the hunt though. Where Sun needs to get in there now if he wants to keep his ATK alive, slave getting flipped. Trying to walk it off the flash is used to tick the tuck, the bleed, the Q, not gonna connect, and no followed up kill, lot invested though. So no Drake, but they're gonna go for the plating instead.
I think that's very big that Jinx survived there. She's one of the only people in the team actually with a really good lead, so pretty big.
Lima says that your replay is out of sync. What do you mean by that, dude? Please explain. What's up, Lima? Welcome back, dude. Do you mean like where it shows the red square? I think if Jinx can snowball soon, she can carry this next thing just for these expectations. They can win. They shouldn't be playing reactively. They're already fed. True. There's no such thing as reactive League of Legends. It's only proactive League of Legends, otherwise you're playing to lose.
Yeah, and I mean, they're not that far behind. Yes, they have fed the Volibear pretty hard, and Valkos did actually just return and got his Ludens, so it is looking a bit bad considering the damage that they have on the side of ToliBoys, but overall I think if they still put their money into the Jinx and give a good front line to her, I think there's maybe a chance, as long as she has a front line that can back her up and make sure she stays safe.
Oh, ultimate used. Para 69 super low, doesn't die the death ray though. Yeah, Lima, that's my bad. I was actually meant to just completely remove that. Oh, big place, D-Man, so I'm not using it at the moment. Blue not. Oh, what are you doing, Zisty? We caught a beautiful block followed up after that misplay. Zisty just making sure that the Rocky does not hit Bully. Yeah, Lima basically disabled it, but it's currently, it's set to, its key bond, it's to the same key. So it's basically showing you when it's not meant to be showing instead of showing when it's supposed to be showing type of thing. Does that make sense?
As a first division player myself, I know how games can swing and how barons can be thrown.
Ooh.
So at this moment in time, I wouldn't call it game yet for any team. It does look really strong for ToliBoys, but definitely still doable for ATG side.
Hashtag 22%. But we'll just disable that bottom bar for you guys so it doesn't happen again. It's this, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's it. Gonna remove that entirely. Okay, that should fix the issue. Much appreciated for pointing that out, guys. Draco on the siege. So this is the second attempt. Last time we saw a big fire breakout. Is that gonna be the case again? I mean, all the ultimates are available besides the bot lane for blue side. But Lima, dude, expectations this game? Seeing this is a blue or red side win for game number 1. If you guys just joining us now.
It's very odd that they don't want to take these fights in River. You would think that they have the superior comp to do these type of fights, and we see Galio Ultimate actually is going to come off cooldown soon, and Jarvan Ultimate is up.
What are you doing, son?
I think as soon as the Galio Ultimate's up now, I think the wave is pushing, and they are going to look at rotating back to the Dragon Arm. Very smart move.
Everyone just saying how he was playing like an absolute monster yesterday, and I'm missing a single smite. I'm glad to hear it, dude. It's all about making that your base now, dude. That's got to be your standard.
I'm just gonna say that 10 years of brandy gives you 10 years more of experience.
Okay.
Can confirm.
Jarvan currently doing his buff. Away sun bear. So looking up towards mid lane, but he's gonna pick up his chickens. 2-7 currently, pretty even gold in anyone's game. No Drake's been taken, although a couple of attempts. Parasector able to dodge the Vel'Koz here. Gonna miss his own key though. He misses that he thinks that blue side is the better team comp and that the gold's on the right, and the gold is on the right person. They said falling behind it kills is an issue.
Yeah, I think that's I think the problem with at the moment. I think they can still maybe deal with the volley beam, but that Vel'Koz, if he's not dealt with, he's just gonna stand in the back line, press alt, and then delete anything that's in the way.
Oh, hello, Rift using the mid side. Unfortunately, a little bit late, so there's no plate gold from that. Very close to picking up the first turret there. In avenues, yeah, effort.
I was saying, not gonna say not Hexix Spartan giving us a lovely update for everyone that wants to be updated on everything VS related.
Oh, hello,
saying
that's
that
cheeky.
TCR prominence is one up against Formental.
Jake's trying to walk it off. Is going towards the red side turret, forced the flash back up. Passes from Red Bull, able to keep him alive. A little bit of an interesting decision not to go for the flash down, was trying to disengage that. Going towards the red side turret means he's pretty much forced to take the fight. I don't know if he expected it to go slightly different with the 1v2 situation, but not working out in his favour.
That's another kill over to Volibear now. After that, that's a 6-0 Volibear. That's pretty scary.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He is legitimately going to be the definition of a raid boss.
I think he's going to go for that Righteous Glory Rush next, potentially. But,
he has the crystalline bracer that will build into a Righteous Glory, so I agree with you on that one.
One of those small items that nobody really knows the name for. Builds into other items. How much storage do you have for all these replays? You'll be surprised actually, dude. The replay files are very small. They're saved as an FLV file. I think like after a game's worth or like a cast's worth of replays, this probably only goes out to max like a couple hundred megs.
Wow, that's actually pretty small considering I only got you a 250 gig SSD. So
like it's
probably gonna have
very,
to look for a external storage device maybe, or an internal hard drive next to upgrade.
Let's upload to like Google Drive or something.
Oh yeah, that's also possible. 100 megs is not big. Yeah, Google Drive gives you 15 gigabytes of data, and then I can also reach them if you need me to help you with maybe.
Oh, hello, Red Bull flipping. Hero's entrance does get the knockout. Vel'Koz on the way through now. Same with Morgana. Jarvan. Steve and super low. Standard click for Parasector, just keeping the Jarvan away EQ though. Locks him in place, flashing out of Cataclysm. Jinx, super death rocket, not gonna do much. Oh, Jinx missing the Fear Beyond Death. That's gonna be 2 members on blue side dead for the 180 carry from red side, but the fight's not just done yet, it seems. Maybe it is, not too sure. Bit of a clan fiesta of a fight.
Interesting to know, Jakes does not have TP advantage, and Red Bull OTP, which is the Volibear, still has his TP up even after that fight. So, the Volibear going to be in yet another advantage when they do go back to lane, or when they want to make a side push or a rotation.
So Hextech asks you when we get the first replay compilation. Basically, I'm going to use the replays from a game for like a little bit of a highlights reel for people who may have missed the match that would have liked to watch it. I was going to do it for the royalty match, but unfortunately when I copied or reformatted the PC, I didn't realize I didn't copy those files. They didn't copy, even though I tried to. So that's a bit of a yikes. So we're most likely going to slap these together and post something for that. But I think I'm going to sort of just do it very rough in the sense that I'll just throw it together with like a bit of music, maybe just tailor the audio sounds and stuff. But other than that, I think we'll just make it better and better with each one that we post. Opposed to putting a lot of production time into the first one, which will then just delay it.
Just saying, if you struggle with Premiere Pro or Vegas or Sony Vegas, just use good old Movie Maker. Makes for super easy edits.
Dude, Movie Maker is not even out anymore. I thought they removed it with like
but
Windows.
you can still get installation files for it. I got installation files for it because I actually absolutely love it to quickly edit a video. It's like the easiest video editor that's ever existed. Just look it up.
No,
some of the sites are a bit dodgy, but it's fine. Yeah,
I get you. Hello, Flash from Volcast. Use the super mega death ray, or the disintegration ray. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Blast
super mega death ray actually sounds pretty cool.
It's like a Jinx rocket mix with the Volcast ulti. Baron gonna be taking on Jarvan. Snare from Paragon and miss, unfortunately. A lot of missed skill shots this game. What's up, Kennedy? Sinister, would you like to tell Kennedy exactly what's going on right now?
Kennedy? Well, at the moment it seems like ToliBoys is in the lead, 12-3, and looking pretty convincingly. The Valkos and the Volibear running a bit away with the game. They had a good amount of pressure in lane, and followed by a bit of a missed gank from the Gragas, making the Valkos basically have a free double kill in mid lane. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening at the moment. Bot lane not playing too badly. I think if the rest of the team was doing okay, I think they could have definitely, or can maybe still bring it back in this game. They should maybe just look at playing around Baron more.
Well, in other news, I made coffee before the game using water from the kettle that I didn't put in myself, and Cape Town is very questionable water. It tastes very like chlorine-y. So we use like mountain water usually, and this coffee tastes like absolute chlorine, so that's fun.
That's a cool emote, Miggy.
That is quite a cool emote. What channel is that from?
Fine, we have our own. Hold on. There we go.
I was on claiming the doubloons. Feels coffee, man. It's a red IR. Oh, hello, Paris 69 with the return chains. Plus the black shield preventing Volibear. That's going to be a 700 shout out. It goes over to the Morgana mid lane. Paris 69 able to pick the kill. Zisty after using his hero's entrance. Just disengaging Civ Ultra with the heal, the speed. Snewman with the headbutt plus the unbreakable will. EQ combo from Rift. Not too much coming from it though. Civ EQ. Don't see much more coming from this fight exactly.
Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on what your view is, but I think if that kill went over to Jinx, it would have been pretty big. She's already on 2 items, and there was a pretty big shutdown goal on Volibear. I think it was around 700 or 800 gold now.
Oopsie. Hextech Spartan saying that if you can make a best play compilation, it'd be pretty cool for like opening for VS Finals. See, that's actually something that we are planning to do. Basically, unfortunately, we only started recording clips from today, so we're not going to get that too many like awesome plays, but I think I'll be pretty hypey. Otherwise, it also allows us to do sort of like a series like summary almost, or like highlights at the end of like a game, or like game highlights. It's a pretty cool feature, dude. I think it's gonna open a lot of doors for us. If you guys have any other suggestions for stuff to try and implement, for example, if you watch a lot of like LCK or something and you see a cool feature they're using there that you recommend me try, do by all means send it. I'll do my best to try and implement it. Currently playing around with the 3-minute audio delays for like scrims and stuff to have like comms that are delayed with the spectator, as well as those fancy video animation movements at the start of games and whatnot. But looks like the Rocket could be doing a chunk of health, forcing them back away from Para69. Oh, big misplay coming through from Valkars. Might just cost his life for it, and it will be the case. Goodbye, friend. I've been built up to finals as Kenny D. ToliBoys being used by Jake's. Jake's a bit of a miscommunication there with his mechanics. Balloon not flashing away. Para69 taking some turn shots. It's weird. Oh, hello. Steve man. Very aggressive. Flashing away. Oh. Looks like the kill will be going over to the 7 as he played. Hasty Spot says he loved the podcast last night. Just the cams were scuffed. Yeah, dude, basically, we need to find a better platform than Discord. Discord cams are a little bit inconsistent because as soon as somebody else joins or leaves, everything shifts. As well as I sort of was a little bit late because I went to the gym beforehand, that's my bad. But we do better with time. There's actually 2 previous casts if you guys want to check that out. If you hit the videos at the top, there's like a collection that says podcast, legitimate podcast. Basically, it's myself and random guests from the SA community discussing anything League of Legends, anything local scene. If you guys want to, by all means, come through for that. It's going to be every Thursday.
And there's still 10 seconds death time on the Morgana, and they are going to look at actually trying to rush down Baron here. There was some pings down from ATG members, so I think they do know they are doing it, so this is not like they don't know anything. I just think they're not going to contest it. They're just going to fire out the Jinx rocket, but that's unfortunately all they are going to get out. Since, yeah, all of the teams... Oh, actually, Galio's going to have to flash out just to be sure that he does not get picked off. Probably the safe thing to do.
In your opinion, is it worth it, dude? Would he rather be better off flashing the wall or putting it on a 5-minute cooldown, or using the hero's entrance and putting it on like a 1.5-minute cooldown?
It's like a 3-minute cooldown on hero's entrance, isn't it?
Is it really that long? I'm not even sure.
Very long. It's like...
It's 135 seconds. It's 2:15.
Oh, okay, so well, it's freaking, when I play Galio, it feels like 3 minutes almost. Yeah, like, I don't know. I guess the hero's entrance will be a lot better in team fights than having a flash W up or having escape.
It's like
so,
over double the cooldown.
I personally think the hero's entrance is best being saved.
The thing is, you can always play defensively, but not exactly what you want to be doing with the Baron, so maybe the flash is better, but that prevents you from doing any sort of like flank 5-man flash taunt combinations or taunt flash combos. Game 1 between TCR and Full Mental went one-sided, 34-14 kills with a 15 goal difference in 27 minutes. Jeepers, dude. Jakes.
Yeah, but TCR is pretty good, and they probably ran something like a Twitch jungle. Just gank lanes very early and get the massive snowball very, very early on in the game. Pretty hard to come back from.
Big fight breaking out. ATG. Roots and Cataclysm coming through for Jarvan. Steve man with the knockout. Nothing too much straight from that other than the death in the top side as well as the Gragas. So we did see that passive in the top lane kicking in for the Volibear, so no friends. Not gonna kill me unless you use your ultimate.
Well, Rengar, Twitch, whatever they do, it's normally Jax. It's normally a carry jungler, not X-Tech. Yeah, but actually not bad defense here from ATG side, considering that the enemy team did actually have a Baron. The only thing they did get from that fight was a top lane, which Red Bull OTP did give his life for. But at least they did get it, so that's one tier 2 tower down and out for ToliBoys side.
Speaking of new skins, dude, cats or dogs, Sinister?
Me, I'm a bit of a both man. I'm a bit of a dog man more myself.
In terms of the skins or person, like IRL?
Oh, the skin. No, I'm an IRL. I'm more of a dog person. I still like cats, but some cats can be a bit of assholes. You never know if you can be friends with a cat. They'll just look at you and be like, "No, friend, I don't want anything to do with you." That's the state of cats usually. Dogs just like being pets.
League of Legends, cats versus dogs, guys. What are your thoughts? X6 says he loves the Rengar skins. He's all about that cat. Okay, personally I like cats in person more than dogs, but I like the dog skins a little bit more for League of Legends. So mixed emotions. The dog skins are the best, but the cats are better because of the Ranga. Okay. We'll give you his opinion there. Currently 7-14, 2 Drakes to 1 Inferno on the side of Rand and ToliBoys. Silver ultimately used, but it looks like the snare will connect. Para 69 with the shackles into the taunt. That's gonna be a pretty big fight breaking through. So you have the W engage. Hello, massive team fight. That's gonna be the ultimate not required, but does get the kill. The flash away from Rifts. No zap gonna connect. Massive fight for the side of Blue. The turn back, Rifts. Para 69 flashing away. Black shield. Rifts. Tick the talk, the DPS, the Q not gonna connect for Jakes. Looks like it's left, right, and center. The fancy feet. What? Riffs with the swag flag. He's actually popping off, dude.
But they're taking a lot of time off here, actually killing Goblin. They're all gonna get the kill, but that is 3 members that's going to have to be dedicated to actually get him. Meanwhile, mid lane is trying to siege the. Looks like they are going to get tier 2 here, but I don't know if they will be able to. Yeah, they won't be able to look for inhibitor tower, unfortunately. I think if all of them rotated, maybe, but Volibear is pushing in bot, so they are going to have to answer him.
Goofball saying the Prestige Fizz is pretty cool in game. Do you have it yourself, or have you just seen it? Sis, did you have any of the Prestige skins other than the Janna, I think it is?
I've got Janna, and is the golden one for Bard of Prestige?
No idea.
I don't know, I don't think I have.
I just personally haven't bought into the Prestige yet. Nothing that's too exciting for me.
Oh, no, that's just a chroma. Is the Janna a Prestige? That's just a chroma.
Is it? Oh, okay,
yeah,
my bad. I think that was pre-Prestige then.
Yeah, I don't have any Prestige skins.
In my book.
I've actually cut down a lot of my league spending this year. I think I've gifted more people skins than I've actually bought myself. Most of them has just been chests. I think I've gifted like three things this year. We've only bought like 1.
Goofball says he got it from a reroll. What? That is super lucky, dude. Hashtag karma.
But yeah, Baron will be up in 55 seconds. So, who will actually... It looks like both teams are going to be looking to push mid and get Baron control. But ToliBoys will be the first ones on the scene and they will get vision first. So, completely dark for ATG and they'll have to be looking out for what they do here. You can see both teams are just... hurling around their vision, seeing who's going to catch out who first.
Oh, a little bit of damage. But the thing is here, if they do position poorly against the Valkyries and he gets a full man like 5 ultimate, they're going to be in super big trouble because that's going to melt them. Death integration. Wait, what's D? What is Valkyrie's ulti again? Disintegration, that's the word I'm looking for.
Disintegration, right?
I was like, death integration? What? Oh, hello.
Life form disintegration, right?
Life form disintegration. Not really, rerolled every time there's a new skin to get them for cheaper. Okay, wait, hang on. Giftball, you have every skin in the game, basically, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, not a bad move from Alistair there. He did realize that Jinx was a bit of a problem, so he he headbutted the Jarvan out so he could not flag and drag into the team and do a Cataclysm, so I think that was pretty big from Alistair.
If Gallia's gonna look for some sort of like 5-man taunt play, he's gonna need a flash up because if C-Man sees him coming, he's just gonna headbutt him away, and that's gonna be a massive issue for the side of Red. Except the fact that that's a very good engage tool that you do see in a lot of the matches. The flank for the Gallia support. Oh, Baron super low, very cheeky maneuver coming through for the blue side. Baron super low, does go for the steel tap but not gonna reach. That's gonna be the Dragon's picking up the kill for the blue. Red Bull, death integration rate, no pass, no. Fear Beyond Death, no passive, gonna keep you alive for that one, Red Bull. Is this the reverse sweep? Does this happen in the predictions? Hashtag saving money, says Goofball.
A really pro play. Now they have Baron on their side, so now to see what are they going to do with this Baron.
Drake currently being sieged by red side, a little bit forced in my opinion. Jakes needs to be careful. He's gonna go for the fight instead of the blue side. Contesting Drake when they do catch out Jake. The Drake and Jake. Sounds like that Disney program.
What is your time on?
33, 27, 28, 29.
Well, I'm 30. Way behind you.
What is, what's that? Drake and Josh, that's the program I'm listening level thinking about. Drake and Jake.
What's your time now?
38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Is Abaddon like an oracle? Is he predicting the reverse sweep? The
I'm
royalty
on
special.
50,
4,
51,
5,
52.
6, 7,
You're
8,
so far ahead of me.
59, 34, 2, 3,
Okay,
4, 5,
bit better now. 7, 8,
8, 9,
9,
10,
10.
11, 12.
Okay. Yeah, I think I should be fine now.
Snee, man. But do you see that Righteous Glory coming through? Going to be able to flip the 80k slave in the back line. Valka's in a very awkward position. Snee, man, do the best he can to try and pull away attention as he has that one. Oh, the Unbreakable Will. Valka's ulti to go straight through it. Bazinga. Riffs. One more attack for Slave and get the pass. It opts not to go for that. A bit of an interesting decision. Goes for the rocket. Does land it. Absolutely a beast, dude. Goodbye, friend. Away, son. A bear. Flash in Jakes. Red Bull gonna be knocked up. Not quite actually. Flash in the back line. That's gonna be the kill for Jakes. Meanwhile, Para. Reset coming through the Slave. Would he get it? Flash in from this? Even no follow up. Bit of an interesting decision.
Yeah, Jinx is massive at the moment, 603, and you can see her rockets are absolutely demolishing even the tanks. I mean, Volibear has a lot of armor, but it doesn't seem like it is actually mattering, just shredding through them, and she doesn't even have any armor penetration, so that's pretty interesting, actually doing a lot of damage without it.
Damn, I think we missed the clip of the rocket snipe. That was a pretty pog play. We didn't really clip it there because I thought it was going to be more that did come through afterwards. Generally just turning a game that you were behind in since Abaddon. Dude, like, I mean, reverse sweep in its normal sense means that, for example, you lose, like, you lose a match and then you win the next 2, or for the best of 5, you lose the first 2, win the next 3 type of thing. Reverse sweep can be applied into a match that you're losing pretty hard as well, I guess. So
and with that power play, they actually have a gold lead over red team now. Even with the deaths being on this, like, they have more kills on red side. They have 3 dragons now, plus the gold lead. So I think 6 towers to 6. ATG looking pretty good at the moment, considering they were a bit behind in the beginning of the game.
What is the replay called again in, like, in the pro scene?
Oh, it's Aces Predator replay.
Aces Predator. I was thinking about the royalty recap, dude.
Hey, royalty recap. That sounds pretty cool. But are they actually going to sponsor it? That's that question.
There's been offers, dude. As for whether I'm going to take it or not is still to be discussed. Check WhatsApp says Abaddon, Sinister Smiley. Abaddon, I think you need to drop Sinister Smiley's WhatsApp number in the chat, dude. So that everybody can WhatsApp Sinister. Jackie, please don't do that, dude.
What's the problem? Sure.
Nothing.
Yeah, if anyone wants to ever hit me up, I'm 100%. I'll even give you my number. Like most people, SA has my number anyways. Yeah, Slave, Snowman, and Para is pretty cool. We've all seen them in the scouting grounds. You know, the scouting grounds has done a lot for the scene. We know more players thanks to it. So I remember all 3 of them from scouting grounds, and I think they did really well. So definitely, this is actually one of the reasons why I was really hyping his Alistair as well, because I remember him doing a really well play, and actually really going to look for engage.
Snowman,
a lot
very
of damage.
aggressive.
Snowman going a bit deep maybe here.
Oh, cancel Cheer's entrance. What just happened? Galio getting stopped.
I think Morgana actually landed a Q onto him.
Must have been some micro flash. ATGZ in the back line. It's going to be the Beyond Death pushing away. Volibear Sneakman going down as the ultimate does run out. Very aggressive, very early play from them. Parasite Stein popping the shackles. Don't know if it was necessary, but does finish the kill. ATG. Cheeky sidestep. That was actually very nicely played. Stand not going to connect. Zisty, Slave. Yeah, dude. I mean, that was something.
Yeah, very well played.
That was Gragas ulti to cancel the Valko's ult.
Oh, nice. Yeah, really well played from ATG. There's a lot of death time there. They can actually look to... Unfortunately, the bot wave is very far away. But actually, in this case, Dragon going to spawn in 10 seconds. That's going to be an Alder, and Baron is going to spawn in 23 seconds. So push in the top of mid wave, get Baron or Dragon control, and actually just rush it down. X-Tech,
I prefer the term Township Bicycle, dude.
That is true, X-Tech Spartan. I try my best not to sound Afrikaans, but unfortunately it is it's a hard one to do. If your main language in Afrikaans. But maybe boys, look out for me when I start streaming. If it is in demand, I will give you an Afrikaans cast if you wish for it.
Who would you get for co-cast for that, dude?
I'll get my good friend Abaddon to co-cast with me in Afrikaans.
Like, Paris ATG will play it. Paradise sponsors to one. I mean, it was pretty obvious at this point what's going to happen. 2 inhibitors down. ATG in the lead currently. Very nice comeback so far. Honorable mention, I think definitely MVP so far going over to Slave. He's been popping off pretty hard. Some cheeky side steps in that last team fight. Managed to dodge the Bazinga killer knockup.
Yeah, he's actually like kiting really, really well, making sure that he's always in that range to do as much DP as possible.
Oh, hello. That was cheeky.
Got another rocket snipe. Absolutely beast on this Jinx.
And that is going to be that. Oh, no rocket connection or no ulti connect.
That range of Urgot's ultimate now.
Yeah,
He
he's
can
a
snipe
he's
all the way
American
to
sniper,
UK
dude.
and back with that ultimate.
American sniper. If you guys don't know, basically added a little bit of range to the Urgot ultimate, but took away a bit of the damage. Baron currently under siege. It does quite easily go over to blue side with that Elder Drake in hand. Was this the best sniper season? I don't know. We had a pretty decent sniper. I think it was 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, with Urgot. It was like
I don't know,
max
that
range.
Jinx ultimate thread the needle like between like 3 members and actually hit its target really well.
We could have some votes at like the end of a leg or something to see who had like the best play from the clips that we create. But Zisty gonna be flashing away. Not gonna stay alive, unfortunately. Goodbye, Galio. Tier 1 Nexus turret under siege. That's gonna make it a double. And it looks like the first match is gonna be going over to ATG. GG, well played. Nice recovery.
Yeah, actually, legitimately putting all the eggs in the early game basket into Jinx, paying off. Jinx doing a lot of damage that game. But honestly, Jake's really far behind early in the game and actually not managing to bring it back. Like really well. He's 6 for 6 now, where he was like 3 or 4 deaths down into the early of the game. So well played to him, actually bringing it back and not letting his mental get in the way.
Otherwise, guys, we'll check you for the first game stats in just a moment. Let's go through the highlights from that match. Jake's very aggressive, both junglers topside, the flip is there. Ultimate applied by volley. Dude, death! coming through for Jarvan. This new man with the knockout. Nothing too much waiting for that other than the death in the top side as well as the Gragas. Looks like the snare will connect Paris 69 with the shackles into the torn. That's gonna be a pretty big fight breaking through. So you have the W engage. Hello, massive team fight. That's gonna be the I got ultimate not required, but that's gonna kill the flash away from Rifts. No zap gonna connect. Side of Bleed, the turn back, Rifts, Paris 69. Flashing away, Black Shield, Rifts, tick the talk, the DPS, the Q not gonna connect for Jakes. Looks like it's left, right, and center. The fancy feet. What? Rifts with the swag flag. He's a flag from the Galio support. Oh, Baron super low. Very cheeky maneuver coming through for the blue side. Baron super low. Does go for the steel tap, but not going to reach. That's going to be the Gragas picking up the kill for the blue. Red Bull, death integration rate. No pass, no. Fear beyond death. No passive. Going to keep you alive for that one, Red Bull. Actually a beast, dude. Goodbye, friend. Away, son. A bear. Flash in Jakes. Red Bull gonna be knocked up. Not quite actually. Flash in the back. That's gonna be the kill for Jakes. You know, Para. Reset coming through the slave. Would he get it? Flashing from this Steven. No follow up. Run out. Very aggressive, very early play from them. Para 69 popping the shackles. Don't know if it was necessary, but does finish the kill. ATG. Cheeky sidestep. That was actually very nicely played. Stand not gonna connect. Zisty, slave.
In that range to do as much DPS as possible.
Oh, hello. That was cheeky.
Got another rocket snipe. Absolutely beast on this Jinx.
And that is going to be that, oh, no rocket connection, no And we're back. I was a bit tricky using grade 8. Yikes, dude, that's a pretty big gap, not gonna lie. It's like,
Oh, that's like 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years. But guys, thanks for any feedback on that. Be on my screen. I'm gonna have it fixed soon enough. Everything being transferred over to the new PC, slow and steady. Finding things that I've been missing over time, such as the music. Yeah, otherwise guys, for the recaps at the end of the game, would you like to have the casting audio or music in the background? At the moment I'm thinking just music with the clip.
I think casting is fine because they do that on
issue is the
LEC and such.
I need to
just like soften the background so it like breaks silence a bit.
I need to figure out how to record the clip with just the game audio and our voices, not the music in the background. But it's doable. Yeah. I just need to figure out at the moment. I haven't put any time into that.
It has game audio from the game audio because you have music in the game, right?
No, I just said in-game music, but
I know the songs that's playing in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, it's actually fine then, I guess, because then it has music already.
That's what I was thinking, but the thing is with the clip music, it's all broken up, so it'll be like different parts and different stuff. So
yeah. Speaking of new PCs, Abaddon got himself another new PC now.
What's that one for?
Yeah.
Why do you have another new PC?
Yeah, he's getting an RTX 2060, I think.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Or 2070.
What did he have before?
I don't remember now. But yeah, bans not being changed too much. Let me just make sure here quickly. I don't have last game's bans actually, can't remember, but Alistair's still getting left out for ATG. I don't know, I think his Alistair was really good.
Last game bans.
Braum getting banned rather. I don't think they know Snowman that well, because if they did, personally I think his Braum is good from what I know, but definitely if I were to choose between his Braum and his Alistair, I would 100% any day of the week to choose his Alistair. And from what I can see, he's played like 5-6 games on VS already on Alistair, where he's only played 2 on Braum. So that feels like they're actually prioritizing a champion that would, in my opinion, you would rather not pick over the Alistair. If you had a choice, in my opinion, I think it's probably Alistair, Morgana, Braum. But there's the Galio pick, so they're going to just take that away from ToliBoys. So they don't have to ban it out, waste a ban on that. So not a bad pickup in my opinion.
You gave me such a cool idea there, dude. I'm not gonna leak what it is until we have it implemented. But guys, last pick and ban phase, we had the Zed, Thresh, Nico, Jace, as well as the Quinn bans versus the Vayne, Yorick, Braum, Lucian, and Kai'Sa. The picks were for ATG last game, I believe it was. The Gragas, Morgana, Jinx, Alistair, and the Urgot versus the Sivir, Galio, Jarvan, Volibear, and Volkos.
If you have a list of the bans of the previous game, I'm going to take it your idea was to actually put the previous bans
Stop leaking stuff.
Which is a good idea. If that
Stop talking, thanks. It's not like this, dude. It's slightly more than that, but it's a good start. Hashtag detective. Detective Ash. He's very angry with his Alistair though. That was that even we punished his Abaddon.
Yeah, that first fight, I believe Morgana landed a binding on them, and then he followed up with a WQ just outside of the Baron pit, which I believe, I can't remember if I remember correctly, but after that they actually went for the Baron and got it. I might be wrong, but in that case, he's going to get the Jinx as well, again, so Galio, Jinx, Jarvan. Actually, the comp seems to be switched around now, except for them not going with the same. They're going with Jinx instead of, what ADC did they have again?
Which side? It was Sivir versus Jinx.
Oh yeah, it's Sivir, yeah. So they're going with Jinx instead of Sivir, which I think is still a really good one. And there's the Alistair ban, which I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure they're going to maybe go Galio support unless it's going mid. Probably just don't want to chance it, I guess.
Honestly, very surprised they didn't ban Alistair in the first rotation. I find a lot of SA teams don't respect like certain support picks, like especially if a player has been playing that champion like throughout the season. It's like what they're comfortable on. If you take them off of that, they're gonna be half as useful. So like,
yeah, they're banning out 4 supports now. Well, Morgana can go mid as well, so that's still a good ban. But I'm not sure how I feel. I'm pretty sure that Galio already has been picked as support. Let me check my cheat sheet quickly. Does ATG play Galio mid? They do play Galio mid, so yes, that could actually be a go over to Para. My bad. So yes, that's Galio can still go mid, not a problem. That might, yeah, there we go. So there's Galio mid. Lulu has been picked up as a support, so we know what's going on.
Another was I gonna say now? I should be. Oh, another thing that I just remembered I need to add is team names for the champs select scene, as well as make some changes. Guys, don't worry, the scene is very rough still. I haven't been able to do too many changes lately, thanks to the PC issues, but we're making progress. Pick and ban phase coming through. That's the Kale hover. Add a lock in, Pug. If you guys don't know, Kale plays 3 work super weak in the early game, needs to be kept down. So there's certain matchups that she does strive into. You pick her into matchups that don't really punish her in the early game. That way she can hit that level 11 power spike, eventually level 16 power spike, which is pretty much a free win. So expectations, dude. Do you feel like they're gonna get to that Kale carry?
It feels like blue side is a bit of a if they're not going to get the early lead they had the previous game, they're going to struggle this game because they really need damage, like early kills onto the Kale to maybe get a snowballing, get her to level 11 quickly, so they can get the Kale, you know, to her power spike. Same with Caitlyn, and Brand going to be the support, I guess. So yeah, and in that case, they have like sort of a very hard poke lane and bot as well. So Caitlyn and Brand going to look at pressuring Jinx out of farm as much as possible, probably. But I really like ATG's comp, and they show that they can really bring things back in the late game as well. So they can put the Jinx in the basket. If they can put all the eggs into the Jinx basket again, then yeah, I really like the comp from ATG, having the Galio Jarvan as well.
So that's actually gonna be a Kale mid. That's pretty interesting. After Jeff the Clans, which is understandable, is playing against Lily, Galio, Shen. Super high CC draft coming through for the side of ATG. I mean, Galio for the side of ATG when it was picked. I believe for the opposite side, the ToliBoys in the previous one, so they did manage to snipe away that Galio. But let's check the stats for the two teams quickly.
Apologies for the loud thud on my mic.
Didn't even hear it, dude. I'll be honest.
What? Really? Yo, that directional microphone actually doing a lot. Because it fell onto its backside, and it said to only pick up from the front. So very interesting.
Let's check the live match stats, guys. So we do have the Brian pick up this game, 14% win rate in 7 games or so. Like you're ranked in general though for Brian, so not exactly an expert. To gold 3 guy on a toilet, 50% win rate. How did I not notice his name in the previous match? 4 games played, 2 wins, 2 losses. Rift of the 4 games played on the Zach. 1 game, 1 win for Red Bull OTP. Bazinga Killer.
You could say he's a ToliBoy on a toilet.
I see what you did there. Bazinga Killer actually got a pretty decent win rate on the kills. Somebody has been playing a fair amount. Plus Plat 4 promos to Plat 3. A lot of expectations weighing on his shoulders. Bazinga Killer, 61% win rate, 36 games. 60% win rate, Para 69, that Galio pick, 5 games played. Lily support, 33% win rate, 1 in 3. 3 games, 100% win rate, ATG Slave. Which is quite understandable after the last performance we saw from that Jinx. Jinx with the 0 games on Shen and 5 games on a Way Sun Bear. 80% win rate. So it should be a good match, dude. What website or app is this? Abaddon, this is the professor.gg site. It's playing a lot of different websites, and this is the only one I could find that was basically allowing me to use the link to check the stats without having to open like the tab, if that makes sense. I don't know, you can direct link, like putting in a player's name into the URL and bring up the team stats, if that made any sense whatsoever. Obviously the scene is very temporary, it's something I've implemented today, looking to make it a lot more flashy and do some CSS changes on the page itself, but for now it's going to be pretty underwhelming.
So the one thing, like, this is not necessarily a complaint, right? Because I know ATG Slave is really good on Jinx. We saw it in the previous game. He's really comfortable in the champion. He did really well. So I'm not necessarily complaining about this. But with the Shen pick, I would have liked to see maybe a Kai'Sa if he is proficient in the champion. Because he can go really, really aggressive on this comp with the Jarvan Galio. But then you'll have the Shen ultimate on top of him. So that you can sort of like be very aggressive in the fight without needing to worry too much. He should have enough protection with the Lulu as well. So I feel like Jinx is going to be in the back, and if Shen chooses to rather ult, let's say the Galio when he ults in, and Zac jumps onto the Jinx and maybe ults her, and she won't have enough protection, we're going to have to see Snoopman's going to have to use enough of his abilities. Hopefully Lulu can just keep him alive, but yeah, I believe him. I'm pretty sure you should be fine. Just a point that I would like to have raised. It could have been cool in this team fight, actually, this team comp.
So we're going to be late to the game in just a second. Make the switch on the OBS side. Should be a good match, guys. If you just joining us, now it's currently game number 2 of the best of 3 VS Gaming First Division. ToliBoys versus ATG. First match going over to red side ATG. Myself and Sinister on the cast. Let's check those points. That is a level 277, dude. That's a substantial amount of hours grinded. Ground or grounded? Grinded? I don't even know.
Grinded, probably.
Ground? But we're loading in. Sinister currently just sitting on 0-0-0-0. Oh, there we go. 1, 2.
I think I'm a bit behind you, possibly.
I'll pause at 10 seconds.
Okay, cool.
Let me know when you're ready. In the meantime, I'm just going to do the panels. Support. Brand goes at the bottom because supports always carry.
Okay, I'm ready.
80 carry. 3, 2, 1, go. Ground 2000. Yeah, I think ground sounds about right. He's got many hours ground in the game. Very odd sentence.
I don't know, Grinder still seems better
He's
to me,
ground
but I might
a lot
just
of
be
games.
I'm a Afrikaans boy, so don't listen to me.
Hashtag scuffed.
I hacked my English test to get an A in English. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did.
Was that second or first language English?
Second language English.
What is the difference like in first language and second language? Like I've never.
I can tell you one thing: first language Afrikaans is very hard.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Excruciatingly hard, in my opinion. Abaddon might tell you differently, but in my opinion, it was really hard. I really struggled with it, but second language English wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it actually.
Well, so it would seem that this first language English and first language Afrikaans would be on similar levels.
I know second language Afrikaans is super easy. That might be because I'm Afrikaans, but still, like,
yeah, well, that's the
it
intention.
felt like
dude.
it was like lower school Afrikaans when I saw other people's Afrikaans test that second language.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's meant to be. Sounds bad, says Abaddon. But 2.5 to 2.5, exactly the same goal, dude.
Abaddon bringing out a meme we used to have in school. Good meme, dude. Classic one.
Careful says that low quality visual Zach looks pretty sick. Yeah, feels bad, man. Just the thing is with a replay, especially replay actually uses a lot more like PC. What's the word for it? Not specs, but it's a lot more intensive on the PC than regular playing. You get like a little substantial drop in FPS. So the fact that it's rendering both sides of the map with visuals, no fog wall.
Away Sunbear is gonna get a good gank off on top. Unfortunately, not gonna get any flashes top, so just gonna get some damage on the Scion, so the Shen has a bit easier time. It's gonna be great because Scion does have a lot of poke potential. That being said, I know if you are playing a very safe Scion, you may want to go something like Summon Airy to get as much poke damage onto him with the E. I don't know if that's still a thing. It used to be. Not the biggest top lane person, but I know that used to work very well if you want to play safe Scion. Just get some damage down.
Yeah, I remember the days where you'd max E and just keep shoving minions into their face.
Yeah, in this case, you went Grasp of the Undying, so it's going to be interesting to see how many times you can actually proc that.
Yeah, I'm still dude, very disappointed we haven't seen that jungle Urgot yet, dude. That's something we're looking forward to. Nobody bringing it out just yet. Jungle Urgot, come on guys, who's gonna be the first one?
Let Abaddon probably heard you now. We'll see if he can do it. Don't know if he owns the champion.
So first time in solo queue, I'm not solo queue for the competitors. And yeah. Bazinga Killer currently playing the Kale, very good win rate to the champion. Not too sure if that is previous Kale included as this Kale or what the story is there. Opted to go for Klepto, that's very interesting. Looking for that scale once again to that pass make a little bit earlier, as early as possible. Red Bull ATP, Jinx. So quite a big wave building up on the top side, nothing too much coming from it. Here comes the Aware Sunbear for the first gank attempt of the game. Lots of slows and debuffs being applied. A good guy, flash in, the ignite, will it be enough? The heal was used, the tick, the tuck, the red buff. Not going to connect as the Java did not touch it, unfortunately. Parry able to walk it off with the last little bit of mana that he has.
That's as a person who only recently started playing Galio support, that's something I can really say. His damage and tank stats is really good, but boy is that gargoyle very heavy on mana.
Agreed. What do you dig, Steve man? A little bit disrespectful. No third ability can be used from Zisk 60 as he's not able to proc the passive. Zap does connect. Not gonna be able to dodge that one. Very, very lucky to survive.
I think if Slave managed to pick that first blood up right there, I think that would have been really massive for them. We did see him carry really hard the previous game, so...
Sneeman. Passive applies actually the support. Dead heal already used. No, it won't. A lot of health coming back through from those, what is that? What's that ability, the rune called? You guys anybody know? The rune that when you pop a potion, it gives you like half of it instantly.
Time Warp Tonic.
Time Warp Tonic, that is it.
Very big fan of it, playing Leona or Tarek.
Give that a little bit of health to keep you alive.
Yeah, I'd like to play very aggressive on Tarek, so I just pop apart and then I get, especially while I'm in fight, because people don't expect the instant health. So it's like a small heal for yourself without using the ADC's heal, which I really love.
Back in the day,
so many people on first blood with it.
You used to be able to buy, I think it was a 400 gold elixir that was unlocked at any point of the game. You pop it and it gives you like 300 health or something stupid like that. So people would start at level 1, cheese top, take a fight, and then just before they think they're going to lose the fight, they're going to pop the elixir and just suddenly win it. Obviously, it was back in the days. Yeah, back in the days where you like would take 1v1. So if we got to the top, if we got to the lane brush first, won the lane basically. As I just mentioned, Hell Klepto is pretty standard on kill into melee matchups. Makes sense. Bot lane pretty much done since I was like, I don't know, dude. I mean, Brand Caitlyn super high poke. They are a little bit done in CS, but nobody died. Pickaxe in favor of ATG Slave. If Brand plays it correctly, can potentially like snowball this lane still. I mean, Lily's been misstepping a couple of times. Hasn't got punished too badly for it though.
Yeah, I mean, Slave already CS lead again, just like the last game. So definitely Slave CSing much better than the Caitlyn. Even though Caitlyn is pretty safe at CSing, I could say. So she shouldn't be forced off too much. CS plus with the brand, you should be expecting sort of them to have a bit more pressure. But Zag Slave playing it really well again. Can even see the Galio 50 CS against the Kale's only 38 CS.
Oh. ATG save. Hex just giving us an update saying that the other match for VS Gaming First Division tonight went 2 for 0 in favor of TCR. Or did you want to play to them? Where's Sunburn? Picking up the red buff if he'll make his way towards top side. Zion chunking away that first plate plus 160 gold if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there it is, 160.
Yeah, he's overstaying it, but Jarvan is going to be here for the gank, and Shen is also moving up, so...
Does have a Subtle Force and Flash available. Jarvan needs to make sure to be in front of him, so he block that ulti. He's gonna need the R Flash if he wants to walk this one. Never mind, Taunt not gonna connect. Could have Taunt flashed. Oh, on a turret to where Sun does take a turret shot.
I think they could have committed a bit harder for that. I think if putting the flash on Shen trying to get the taunt would have been really great. It's first blood not blown just yet. So that is still on the table for the team who can get it first.
It's Unstoppable Onslaught, that's Unstoppable Forces Malphite. Hello! Goodbye, Sneeman! First gank working for the side of Rifts. Kale's supposed to play safe early, but she's falling behind since Avalon. Yeah, it's understandable to fall behind though, dude. She's just gonna go even or like slightly behind. Just don't die too much. Zisty forcing the heal out of the guy. Engage coming through. Paris is landed the taunt. Ultimate is available for both Bazinga and Para, although Para's not exactly useful unless he has a gank.
Also, if he did miss it, Bazinga Killer actually did use his cleanse there in that fight just now in mid, so that's going to be a cleanseless Kale. Still has Ash ult up there, I mean Flash.
Red Bull. Flashing away. Yeah, where's Sunbird? Gynotoid repeat gang from Zack, gonna go for the back line. Jinx just getting his own away. Gynotoid very nicely kited out the trap and we used. A lot of damage. Passive. Ooh. Key to the face, but the sword not big enough apparently. Yeah, Hex takes spot. Level 16 KO is pretty much the game winning condition.
Very interesting. Lulu had a very, very deep ward on the red side, giving actually a lot of information about the jungler, but she opted to rather move the ward to river. I mean, it's okay to move wards, but I think it's not easy to get that ward again, so might not be able to get so deep into the jungle to get that vision. Could have been really nice to know where the jungler is rotating to, since red buff is still up. That would have spotted him out.
Abaddon is or Sinister, dude, the Western Bear Jarvan Commander Jarvan skin, is that a lance or is it a sword? In this case I think it's a sword, dude. Looks a little bit too chunky.
A bit too big almost to be a sword.
Oh, you get a massive sword, it's like a blade.
It's like a combo between a lance and a sword almost.
Well, a lance is like what you carry on a horse when you like charge
I know,
someone.
but it has the handle to hold it like that, but it has a blade at the end.
Giant ass
So
sword.
it's very weird. I don't know. I can't answer that.
It looks like
You
BF
can Google
sword.
the
Dude.
weapon if you really want to know.
It looks like BF sword. At least the handle on the side of the blade. Guys in chat, is it a lance? Is it a sword? A Jarvan? I mean, he flag and drags. Wait, what, if you scroll over it, it's the Dragon Strike extends Jarvan's lance. It's a lance. You're right. It's lance. He walks around like it's a lance. Fair enough.
Apparently, yes. Apparently, on the Q's ability, it says Jarvan for extends his lance. So it's definitely a lance.
It's just red. Apparently, we missed the Dragon Steel. What exactly happened there, dude? I was thinking preoccupied looking at Jarvan's sword. No homo. Hey, Stick Spartan, who stole that, dude? Thanks for pointing out. Hashtag Scuffcasters. Newman. Passive. Ace in the hole. Does get past. Goodbye, friend.
Unfortunately, Slave running away with that passive on Jinx too fast and couldn't get back to blocking for the Lulu, so he's gonna go down.
Is breaking. I'm not entirely sure what's happening with the replay. Apologies. What's up, Panther? Brand stole it. Pony. Brand stole the W. My bad. Hashtag Scuffcasters. What the heck just happened with the replay? I don't think I'm gonna restart the buffer.
Well, the replay is really.
Yeah, sometimes it does something. I don't know what causes it. It's like the screen tear almost.
Yeah.
So did we got any theories as to what would cause something like that? I mean, nothing's changed since the first game. Oh, Teleport coming through, unstoppable onslaught.
Really
chunked. Straight into the wall. Where's Sunbear with the flag and drag out, looking like a big team fight. Jake's engaged on Mega Death Rocket. Nothing too much to come for actually. But team just
Jarvan ulting at the perfect time to stop the Sion ultimate. So Sion is just going to run into a brick wall, nothing going to come of that.
There we go, stop and restart the buffer seems to fix it. What's that Darth? That's a game, dude. If you guys did miss it, there we go, see on screen that the Jarvan Cataclysm able to stop Sion in place. Very nicely played, Zach, then picking it up. And here's entrance to get out of it. If you guys just joining us now, currently ToliBoys versus ATG. Game number 2 of the best of 3 VS Gaming First Division.
And it seems like it's almost a repeat of the previous game, sort of, but now the 2 kills is onto Caitlyn instead of the top laner, so gonna have to see if Caitlyn can sort of beat this Jinx, because at the moment Jinx is still ahead on CS as well, and we know Slave did really well the previous game on Jinx, so whose ADC is going to be better?
I mean, we saw Slave playing almost perfect game the last one. I don't think he had any deaths. Newman, he cannot be there against the brand. Goodbye, friend!
Have to respect the brand support. He does have a support item tier 2 finished plus penetration boots, and he has the amplifying tome, so definitely has some good damage on the brand by now.
Yeah, sort of an F dot. Oh, walk into the trap, headshot. Away Sunbed, red buff and hat, plus loss. Everyone says, give me my doubloons. It's sinister. What doubloons are these?
He probably wants a reward for telling us it's a lot.
I mean, how about that? Just drop a graze and everyone in the chat can get some doubloons.
Fair enough. On it, boss.
Sounds good. Hey there, chatters in 30 seconds. Everybody who's been active in the last 30 seconds, or 15 minutes. Big fight coming through. Brand passive. Oh. The bars, the ace and the hole plus the Lily Grow. They're gonna keep them alive. Brand passive, unfortunately, not gonna pull the damage required. Kale, slightly behind a CS, but it's perfectly fine. Is a Kale after all. Just scaling, almost level 11. That's a fairly big power spike. Taunt being used. Active, says Giftful. Giftful, you've been active in the last 15 minutes. You don't have to actually type the word active. Just everyone that's typed in chat.
It's interesting to note there. Shen got back to lane first with using TP. And Sion's TP will be coming up soon, which means Sion should have TP advantage for the next fight, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. Shen still has his ultimate, so he can join in on false ults. He can join in on fights with his ultimate. It shouldn't be too much of a problem.
I need to remove the bots from the top 10 lists. Shan't blame you, don't.
Ooh, if he had taunt up there, it would have been a good amount of damage from the tower.
Hell's can't touch this, is Duff. Wait, hang on. Hell's on still a fair amount behind. Feels bad, man. Sinister, if you're not careful, Duff's gonna catch you, dude.
No way.
Is that why you run the stream while you cast?
I had 700 hours yesterday and then you scuffed me, so
okay,
unfortunately, you know, the streamer is working against me.
Hey, dude, it's the tech. It's not my fault. Hello, that's a DC. How long will it take for the pause to come through? There it is, 3 seconds. What's up, Sven? Exclamation mark. Right, so we have the DC, unfortunately.
Yeah, so at the moment, it seems like it's almost a replay of the previous game. Again, ToliBoys does have the lead. They are up to 1 kill, and they have a 3k, almost a 3k gold lead now. So they have it looking at the lead, but not to end of the world. You can see they still almost have the top tower done. So that means Sion can maybe rotate onto the rest of the map, maybe look at getting some ultimates down and getting a team fight on the enemy side. But other than that, still definitely winnable for ATG. They do also have the Earth Drake on blue side, so that can help them maybe rush that Herald or get another tower or that bottom. Pretty much a lot of objectives still up now.
Oh, there's a question for Darth saying, so is the sneak PC and is it working well? Yeah, we're on the up end, dude. Had a lot of issues at the start, but we're looking good at this point, just implementing all the stuff that we don't have. Like we had on the previous setup, and yeah, making progress. A couple of things that need to be tweaked here and there, but otherwise no complaints.
By the way, if you've ever wondered, apparently the North American stream from Riot Games runs at 50 FPS on purpose, because all of their production equipment runs off 50 Hz equipment because it's an American standard.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. I read it on a Reddit post, I think, once. And a lot of people were complaining about it, but apparently they don't have a choice, because there's a lot of like big production equipment that they use that needs to run on 50 Hz.
I've never noticed that before.
Yeah, because it still looks smooth. They don't lag at all, but they need to run it on 50.
So
capped.
if I capped mine at 50, you think it'll be noticeable? Should we test that?
I don't know. We're in South Africa, so we can get more than that. It's something to do with the electricals.
That's interesting. So I mean, we run like on average, I'd say about 58 to 60, 70, something around there, with everything going.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's literally only limited to North America. Else, LEC runs at usual.
South Africa 60-ish is Darth. Okay. Stop doing the spoilers, this hashtag guy. Apparently the pause is still going, so it's like quite a while. Should we get to the clips again from a little bit earlier for as you guys who missed the previous match? Sinister, what do you rate, dude? Should we just break to the recap from the previous match?
Sure, the guy said his PC is starting up again, so if he has an SSD, it shouldn't take too long, but if you want to...
Yeah, but it's still a 3-minute delay, dude. Keep it in mind.
Alright.
So guys, we'll check you in a little bit. Let's check those post-game stats. I'm Jake, super aggressive. Both junglers topside, the flip is there. Ultimate applied by volley. Dude, death! Fear beyond death, not gonna connect as it does go just sideways. Knock up EQ combo from Rifts. Might just go down to where Sun and Bear. Goodbye, friend! Double kill over to Red Bull.
Because it does look like they're actually doing really well in the bot lane, and Jarvan is also around the bot lane. So you can see Jarvan already has plans to shut this down, but you can see Awesome actually going to steal the Gromp, and Snowman is here, and they're going to actually pick up Rifts.
The jungler and the support for the ATG side.
Yeah, this is exactly what they want. I think they should try to play as much around bot lane at this stage as they can. You can see Jarvan is coming around to bot lane again. Gragas is still there. There's the pings out on the Jarvan.
Oh, meanwhile,
Jax is going to look to fight Wally Bear, which is
not cheeky attempt. Not going to connect though. Knock him on the turret. Lots of damage, that's properly death race. That could be double. Holy moly, that's a big boy play. Double for Bazinga. Got him. Is this the no flash available? Red Bull on the hunt though. Weirson needs to get in there now if he wants to keep his ATG alive. Slave getting flipped. Trying to walk it off the flash is used to tick the tuck, the bleed, the Q, not going to connect and no follow up. Oh, hello, that's cheeky.
TCR prominence is 1 up against Formental.
Jake's trying to walk it off, is going towards the red side turret, force the flash back up. Passes from Red Bull, able to keep him alive. A little bit of an interesting decision not to go for the flash down really much. Oh, Jake's missing the Fear Beyond Death. That's going to be 2 members on blue side dead for the 180 carry from red side, but the fight's not just done yet, it seems. Maybe it is, not too sure.
Dodgy, but it's fine.
Yeah, I get you. Hello, flash from Volkas. Use the Super Mega Death Ray, or the Disintegration Ray, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Blast
Super
him.
Mega Death Ray actually sounds pretty cool.
It's like a Jinx rocket mix with the after using his hero's entrance. Just as engaging Civolta with the heal, the speed, Steamman with the headbutt plus the unbreakable will. EQ combo from Rift, not too much coming from a though. Silver Q. But looks like the rocket could be doing a chunk of health, forcing them back away from Para 69. Oh, big misplay coming through from Valkars. Might just cost his life for it, and it will be the case. Goodbye, friend.
Just gank lanes very early and get the massive snowball very early on in the game. Pretty hard to come back from.
Big fight breaking out. ATG. Roots of Cataclysm coming through from Jarvan. Steve with the knockout. Nothing too much straight from that, other than the death in the top side as well as the Gragas. Looks like the snare will connect Para 69 with the shackles into the taunt. That's gonna be a pretty big fight breaking through. So you have the W engage. Hello, massive team fight. That's gonna be the got ultimate not required, but does get to kill the flash away from Rifts. So no zap gonna connect. Side of bleed, the turn back, Rifts, Parrot 69, flashing away, Black Shield, Rifts, tick the talk, the DPS, the Q not gonna connect for Jakes. Looks like it's left, right, and center. The fancy feet. What? Rifts with the swag flag. He's on the flank for the Gallery support. Oh, Baron super low. Very cheeky maneuver coming through for the blue side. Baron super low. Does go for the steel tap, but not going to reach. That's going to be the Gragas picking up the kill for the blue. Red Bull, death integration rate. No pass, no. Fear Beyond Death, no passive. Going to keep you alive on that one, Red Bull. Actually a beast, dude. Goodbye, friend. Away, son, a bear. Flashing Jakes. Red Bull gonna be knocked up. Not quite actually. Flash in the back. That's gonna be the kill for Jakes. You know, Para. Reset coming through the slave. Would he get it? Flashing from resist. Even no follow on. Run out. Very aggressive, very early play from them. Para 69 popping the shackles. Don't know if it was necessary, but does finish the kill. ATG. Cheeky sidestep. That was actually very nicely played. Stand not gonna connect. Resist the slave.
In that range to do as much DPS as possible.
Oh, hello. That was cheeky.
Got another rocket snipe. Absolutely beast on this Jinx.
And that is going to be that, oh, no rocket connection on it. Cool, guys. Oh, wrong team. Right, so we had a bit of a pause, unfortunately, 3-minute interval, not interval, like play out of DC, but we're back with the resume, 16:53, so let's see you ready to carry on, dude.
Yeah.
Cool, 3, 2, 1, go. Basically, guys, that was just highlights as we waited for, I believe it was the jungler, where Sun better reconnect, if I'm not mistaken. Not too sure. But welcome, guys, we just joined us. This is kind of the game number 2 of the best of 3 first division match between ToliBoys and ATG. ATG taking the first match. Slanks up. No, Shibi always taking casting seriously, just I'm taking the new PC more seriously. It was limited beforehand. We got a slightly better PC now, so we need slightly better production, dude.
Yeah, and that top tower I was talking about earlier with the platings already down and I'm very on low in health. Cyan has managed to actually take that now. Now only bot tower is left, and like that tower is also very low, so I'm pretty sure they can maybe look at taking that soon, and then they will have 2 open lanes and they can scale that lead better into maybe getting Rift Herald and getting mid tower with that Rift Herald maybe.
Otherwise, guys, like I mentioned yesterday, or as well as a little bit earlier, we got a new route, that means less DCs, less TeamSpeak interruptions, and just a better overall.
I think that should have been an early upgrade even before your PC.
Yeah, true that, dude. True that.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of disconnecting issues since early games, days of stream.
It's a new era, dude. No looking back at the past, dude.
Yeah,
new cast, new year.
It's a sheepy, faultless stream now.
Start of the new financial year.
But that being said, just like the previous game, bot lane doing really well. The tag slave bot lane has been taken. And,
hello, goodbye friend. Rift looking for the engage, does get the pop. Picking up support as well as a jungler. Overgrowth, Rift, nicely played by ATG Slave, trying to crack this one out. Looks like he won't get knocked by Red Bull ATP. The EQ flag will be there. Cataclysm locking ATG Slave with them. Flash out. Rita, Jigs. Pretty massive team fight. No one dying from it though. We got the reconnect after the resume. Okay. Sponsored PC question marks. This likes a community sponsored, dude.
Well put, actually.
Yeah, Slave is actually very decent on his jinx from what I've seen, dude. As for his other chaps, not too sure. I haven't seen them, but seem like quite a quality contest for Slaxo, dude. Hashtag Slancer versus Slave Sinister. What do you all?
Yeah, I remember seeing in Scouting Grounds, I thought he would be a really good candidate to be picked up or maybe one of the higher teams. Maybe even if he can just need some training if he does have some problems. But overall, like early in the game, very early, his CS has been up. He kites really well. His DPS, he's always making sure he's just on the edge of fights, not being shoved out easily, but still doing damage while staying out of damage, if you know what I mean, like out of damage range. So seems like a really solid ADC.
Otherwise, guys, we did have a command before, but if you see me as normal command, I've got a AMD Ryzen 5 1600X 6-core processor. We've got currently a SSD, 256 gigabytes. GPU is a Radeon RX 570 series. Currently only 8 gigs of RAM as the other card was removed due to it causing a blue screen, but I'll try and put it back in later and see if it's just seated badly. Only one rival for me. It's just like on my own brain. Yikes, dude.
Wait, is your RAM only picking up one again?
No.
Okay.
It was I was getting blue screen, so I took the one RAM out and I seemed to fix it. But I'll put it back in like later and see if it's the issue that's causing the blue screens.
If it's faulty, you just need to tell us to get it.
Yeah, but then would I have to send back both of them, dude? That's
yeah,
like,
it's the deal.
Yeah, exactly, and that's really crappy because then I don't have RAM for.
Yep.
Don't put me back in the laptop, dude. Don't make me do it. Oh, Todd does connect. Jigs, Red Bull.
You can potentially ask them to send you the new. Okay, I don't know if they'll do that.
No, I don't think they'll do that.
Maybe send you the new ones when you send the old ones back. If they send the person.
Suddenly, have 32 gigs of RAM, dude. Send them a box with like breaks in it, dude.
But yeah, now ATG actually has the mid tower and the bot tower, and they're looking pretty good. I think they're bringing this game back. Gold lead pretty even.
Flags is in a bit of a slump. No, says Lilix, walking off with the Zac ulti. What is Zac ulti actually called? Dude? Oh, Drake going over to the 80 carry. Jinx. Oh. There is entrance. Big fight breaking through. Where's Unbear, the ultimate of Blazing King used onto himself. Means no auto attacks, but will go down. Unfortunately, ATG Slave still alive. We'll try to cut this one out. Red Bull going down, passive activated. You need to be careful, Steve Man. What are you doing? Running past them. Okay. Survives. Giant Jinx rockets. Massive team fight.
Slave being uncontested at all the whole fight, absolutely free reign, doing as much damage as he wants to that fight. Absolutely pops off with the triple kill, and they might be looking actually to rotate to Baron off this. You can see maybe just Baron vision for now while pushing in the mid lane. Yeah, Slave is just gonna chunk away the tower, possibly get it. Yeah, looks like he will get it, and this will mean they have Baron control, and after that they can maybe look at doing a Baron dance. Lead actually in favor of ATG now for the first time this game.
Dude, is Slave gonna go like have a perfect series? I don't think he's had any deaths in the previous match. And this
Not
is
at all.
looking pretty good. Like Slankster just mentioning, ATG are experts at their craft, which is protect the carry comps. I mean, in this case, they got 2 scaling carries. It does not look good. Well, not 2. What's it? ToliBoys have 2 scaling carries to an extent. I mean, they've got that Bazinga level 16 winning condition as well as the Brand late game. Oh, 80 carry. Not 80 carry, top lane. What am I actually like? Am I just not eating my proteins or something? Brain AFK.
Really important that Jake's managed to get out of that there. He did manage. He had to burn his flash, but I think it is worth it since they are around Baron, and losing a member at this stage in the game could mean that you could lose Baron actually.
I love how Slave does damage and he keeps up his CS for minutes. His hextech, something to take note of.
Yeah,
these
212 CS in 23 minutes into the game. Very impressive.
700 gold body. Sitting on 10k gold. Second highest is what? Scion with 8? It's actually insane, dude, how much of a gold lead he has.
He already has the runins as well with those crit items, so gonna do a lot of splash damage in the fight if they group up and do not deal with him.
Another feature I just reminded myself of, I'm trying to currently work on. It's in the work in progress bin, is showing ruins will be live, like they do in the Korean server. All the, what's it, LCK, like where the players' items are. Show like the certain champions' ruins and whatnot there. I think it would be quite cool. I have to do some CSS editing. Teleport coming through, that's gonna be the red side. Looking to join the fight. Shen collapsing onto the support assist. Oh, actually no, Paris 69. Was that worth it, dude? I mean, you
was
gotta
just there to
pick.
cut off his escape. I mean, it's probably not bad. Maybe it's just communication from the team saying we can maybe start a Baron here. Baron is alone, let's collapse on him and then do Baron as well. So, oh, and also Kale is a botman. She did show there, so probably a good call from them if they did see the Kale.
Yeah, 100%. Good trigger pull. I mean, Zach not even looking to contest whatsoever, so that's like a brand support pick into Baron.
Yeah, I think
see.
very decisive calls this stage of the game for ATG is very important as well, since you did mention before they have the Caitlyn, they have the Kale, so in this case if it does go very late, I still think they can bring it back with those two scaling carries.
I assumed as soon as Baron started to get picked off they would start moving towards Baron, but no rotation whatsoever. Like you said, Bazinga killer, the Kale on the bot side, no TP available. So I had to commit to that. Massive macro like mistake coming through for ToliBoys. Jinx is here since Abaddon. He is a big boy, dude. He's got almost 11k gold in his pockets. 25 minutes in. Guys, was ToliBoys the team that was looking to try take over VS Gaming? They were taking out all the Prem teams and saying how they were very good. Or I think there's something else. Nicely played by Wasteland Bear. The EQ Cataclysm going to be stopping the ulti, but able to walk it off. Scion forced the flash. Hexy says, actually, keep the great work, man. Your stream improves so much. Much appreciated for the kind words. Dude, a lot of time I was complaining about being held back by the hardware, but through the months of saving, with the help, with thanks to all the support from the community, with the subs and donations and whatnot, able to get some better gear, which is giving us better capabilities. Shout for the kind words. Ripped to bot side. TNT turn. Jigs. Zero. Word. Zero cares, I guess. I'm gonna use a different word there. Zero something given.
Interesting when the Lulu starts 1v1ing a Kale.
Oh, Bazinga killer. Oh, Jinx rocket!
That's a lot of damage from the Jinx rocket, actually picking that up.
I'm silent, I'm helping.
Quarter health actually taken down by Jinx rocket.
Yeah, the ATG slave just powering away here. It reminds me of like a younger, less known Red Raven dude. Likes his lilies, likes his like ardent supports. He just wants to carry, get to the late game. Sponsored by Zypher, so select dude. Zypher solo crowdfunding the entire Lord SA community, dude.
Hey, that's an insult there, my dude.
No, it's not. How's it an insult?
What about the rest of us? Zypher doesn't get all the credit. Me myself, I have been almost.
No, okay. Obviously, you've helped.
Bits. What about?
Dude, oh, you've been an insult to yourself. I thought you've been an insult to Zypher.
All the other subs, come on, bro.
Dude, what I'm saying was that I was saying Zypher helps out everyone in SA. You've done a lot for this channel in particular. As for your activities in the others, I mean, it's like Zypher will go and randomly just drop like $20 in like a small upcoming stream. But Sinister finds these little pixies. Pixies individual holding that thought. Big fight can do where Sun drops the stopwatch. Shin ultimately to join. Nice little cheeky flank from Sign will be enough. Guy in a turret goes down. Slave for the reset. Looking to try to catch out Bazinga as well. Jakes. Red Bull super low, the one before the taunt, gonna be cancelling the key. Stun, and Slave picking himself up yet another kill. Massive fight. Looks like Red's trying to close this one out and want the series.
At this stage in the game, he's probably just trying to see if he can get that perfect game. Perfect series, in a matter of fact.
Yeah, did somebody please kill Slave? Can't afford it to go to his like ego.
We're gonna have to face them next, boys. We can't have this.
Not like this. Just remember to ban the Jinx, dude. Ban the Jinx and take away the Lily. Someone go through Paris 69 looking for the dive. That's gonna be backline Rift's flash and whip of the Jinx. Rocket gonna take the passive out. Looking small there. Looks like Bazinga Killer not gonna get that level 16 win condition just yet. One turn left on the Nexus. Guy on the toilet. nets the water. Interesting decision to go for Locket's second item. Actually, your first item on Lily. Not even an Ardent. ATG Slave is gonna be first death. Ace in the hole, please let him fall, dang it! Not yet. So it's what's it called again?
Really nicely
Phantom
played.
Dancer.
Looking to make a comeback player from ToliBoys and actually picking off, I believe, 2 people of ATG, maybe just 1, but pushing them off of the base for a while, so they will be coming back with maybe a second try.
Coming back is stronger than ever. Slack's a little bit disappointed, says that they should have ended. He's thirsty for blood.
Yeah, and with that said, Baron will be spawning in a minute, 20 seconds odd around there, and that will mean that it is definitely still winnable for ToliBoys now. They can actually maybe look at stealing or taking the Baron if they do get priority over that.
Paris solo carrying some Snake, so I think I agree with that one. I mean, he's definitely doing well, but I think Slaves is going to get MVP of the series, no doubt, no questions asked. So not Para, did I say Para? I meant Slave?
No, you did say Slave, but you said Para is definitely doing well,
oh, right,
which is
right,
true.
right. So I said Paris is the Slave there at the end, my bad.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they have super minions pushing in the bot, and they are busy pushing in top lane, and mid wave is also pushed in, so they are going to have Baron priority now in 35 seconds. I don't think they should force this mid tower, probably just do Baron and then end it off cleanly. Don't need to flip anything. If they do die here, ToliBoys can potentially going at looking to get Baron themselves. They have a lot of pressure, they should just keep on working it.
Para's the real one carrying, says Slack. So Slack, so you like a Para fanboy, or what's the deal? Never bruh, says Para. What's up, Para? There's no spoilers. Duan says GG and Para. You thick, says Slack. So I can't take your word for it.
This is a non-spoiler channel. Let's let the viewers watch the game first.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be a easy game for Red Side to win. Hard. I guess they could throw, but it's gonna be pretty hard to throw at this point. I mean, they got an inhibitor shoving in bottom.
They have too much pressure in bottom mid wave. They need to clear out that waves first, and that means Baron is gonna go over to them pretty cleanly, uncontested. So
second
in this
uncontested
case,
Baron.
just usher in those minions. Actually, a reset first apparently. Then usher those minions in and have a clean end.
Para my scanning grounds carry, says Lynx. Makes sense, I get you. Baron in the pocket now, so that's gonna come down to whether Red Side can do what Royalty Academy can't do, and that's close out a match for a winning position. Hashtag 22 for naught. Where says Para and Slangsel? I wish I had used this Slangsel. Yeah, XD, this is the bromance that we all need in a little bit in our life. Rip's looking like a big unit of a Zac, just lead him work. That's not him. That's him. Duan says I'm 2 for not over Para in competitive play. Yikes, dude, shots fine. So we got ATG looking to try and close the series with this win. Aware Sunbed, Guardian Angel in hand. Lance in the other. Rifts, what are you doing? Trap's gonna lock down the brand. Super hard tracked, auto attack, no crit. There's the crit. Heal used by any carry. Jinx, Rocket, Ace, Hero's Entrance, not gonna connect as the Zac ultimate was used. Jinx to be able to take like Kale ultimate still available. Big win. Blue side not looking very good. Double kill over to the AD carry. Red side passes down with the stopwatch. The knockup as the turret aggro pulls through. That's gonna be Caitlyn getting herself a kill 4 for 1 for 4. Resurrection trap should be. Is this gonna be a blue side win? It's possible. Slave just looking too strong in the backline. Like Caitlyn, can you kite this one out? Goodbye, friend. Zap, dap, and that is gonna be the game, I believe.
And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Galio is going to have a perfect game, so that will be 10-0-6 on the Jinx, and they are going to close this game out 2-0 to ATG. Very well played.
Pop goes the Nexus, and like you said, GG well played. Sinister, I mean, do I even have to ask, dude?
No, I don't think there's any doubts. Especially that first game, it was looking pretty bleak early on, but Slave with the early CS lead and actually transitioning that lead into a late game victory for them, playing really well around him, making sure he does not get killed off. Definitely, I think both games, ATG Slave playing like a beast.
Okay, I mean, not too many clips from the last game. Should we just run all the clips from the series? Or do you think we should do just purely the game number 2?
I mean, are you not going to do the usual interview if you feel like it?
We can arrange it while we are running the clips. Alright guys, See you in just a moment for that post-game interview.
Apparently, his team feels like it should be a Jake's MVP.
Okay. Is there a reason behind that? But guys, we'll check in.
Probably just in the hearts of the players, you know. Always have that favorite person in your team, and then the other person in your team that you BM most of the time. So maybe Slave is the local BM person in the team, and that's why they don't want to give it to him. Understandable.
Jake's ready for interviews
team as well.
Cool, guys. We'll get him onto TeamSpeak when we run those close to the previous game. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes, guys. Is that the right scene? Nope. I'm Jake. Aggressive, both junglers topside. The flip is there. Ultimate applied by volley. Dude, death. Fear beyond death. Not gonna connect as it does go just sideways. Knock up EQ combo from Rifts. Might just go down to where Sun and Bear. Goodbye, friend. Double kill over to Red Bull.
Because it does look like they're actually doing really well in the bot lane, and Jarvan is also around the bot lane. So you can see Jarvan already has plans to shut this down, but you can see Sunbe actually going to steal the Gromp, and Snoomon is here, and they're going to actually pick up Rifts.
The jungle and the support for the ATG side.
Yeah, this is exactly what they want. I think they should try to play as much around bot lane at this stage as they can. You can see Jarvan is coming around to bot lane again. Gragas is still there, he plays the things out on the Jarvan.
Oh, jeez.
Jake's is going to look to fight Body Bear, which is
not cheeky attempt. Not gonna connect though. Knock him on the turret. Lots of damage as properly. Death race. That could be double. Holy moly, that's a big boy play. Double for Bazinga. Got him. Zistia, no flash available. Red Bull on the hunt though. Where Sun needs to get in there now if he wants to keep his AD carry alive. Slave getting flipped. Trying to walk it off the flash is used to take the talk, the bleed, the Q, not gonna connect and no fall down. Oh, hello. That's cheeky.
Prominence is one up against Full Mental.
Jake's trying to walk it off. Is going towards the red side tower. Force the flash back up. Passes from Red Bull, able to keep him alive. A little bit of an interesting decision not to go for the flash down much. Oh, Jake's missing the Fear Beyond Death. That's going to be 2 members, so on blue side dead for the 180 carry from red side. But the fight's not just done yet, it seems. Maybe it is, not too sure.
Dodgy, but it's fine.
Yeah, I get you. Hello. Flash from Volkas. Use the Super Mega Death Ray, or the Disintegration Ray, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Blast Super Mega Death Ray actually sounds pretty cool.
It's like a Jinx rocket mix with the after using his hero's entrance, just as engaging Civ Ultimate with the heal, the speed, Steam out with the headbutt plus the unbreakable will. EQ combo from Rift, not too much coming from a day. Civ EQ. But looks like the rocket could be getting a chunk of health, forcing them back away from Para 69. Oh, big misplay coming through from Valkars, might just cost his life for it, and it will be the case. Goodbye, friend.
Just gank the lanes very early and get the massive snowball very, very early on in the game. Pretty hard to come back from.
Big fight breaking out. ATG. Rifts, some Cataclysm coming through for Jarvan. Steve man with the knockout. Nothing too much straight for that, other than the death in the top side, as well as the Gragas. Looks like the snare will connect Para 69 with the shackles into the taunt. That's gonna be a pretty big fight breaking through. See about the W engage. Hello, massive team fight. That's gonna be the got ultimate not required, but does get to kill the flash away from Rifts. No zap gonna connect. Side of Bleed, the turn back, Rifts, Parrot 69, flashing away, Black Shield, Rifts, tick the talk, the DPS, the Q not gonna connect for Jake's. Looks like it's left, right, and center. The fancy feet. What? Rifts with the swag flag. He's a flag for the Galio support. Oh, Baron super low. Very cheeky maneuver coming through for the blue side. Baron super low. Does go for the steel tap, but not going to reach. That's going to be the Gragas picking up the kill for the blue. Red Bull, death integration rate. No pass, no. Fear Beyond Death, no passive. Going to keep you alive on that one, Red Bull. Actually a beast, dude. Goodbye, friend. Away, son, a bear. Flashing Jake's. Red Bull going to be knocked up. Not quite actually flash in the back line. It's going to be the kill for Jake's. Meanwhile, Parrot. Reset coming through the Slave. Already get it flashing from this Steven. No follow up. Run out. Very aggressive, very early play from them. Para 69 popping the shackles. Don't know if it was necessary, but does finish the kill. ATG. Cheeky sidestep. That was actually very nicely played. Stand not going to connect. Resist the Slave.
And that range to do as much DPS as possible.
Oh, hello. That was cheeky.
Got another rocket snipe. Absolutely beast on this Jinx.
And that is going to be that. Oh, no rocket connection on it. picking up support as well as a jungler. Overgrowth, Rifts, nicely played by ATG Slave, trying to try this one out. Looks like he won't get knocked by Red Bull ATP. The EQ flag will be there. Cataclysm locking ATG Slave with him. Flash out. Rita, Jigs, pretty massive shots. Big fight breaking through. Aware's unbear, the ultimate of Blazing King used onto himself. Means no all attacks, but will go down. Unfortunately, ATG Slave still alive. We'll try to cut this one out. Red Bull going down, passive activated. You need to be careful, Steamman. What are you doing? Running past them. Okay. Survives. Giant Jinx Rockets. Massive team fight. Teleport coming through. That's going to be the red side. Looking to join the fight. Shen collapsing onto the support assist. Oh, actually, no. Paris 69. Was that worth it, dude? I mean,
it was just there to cut off his escape. I mean, it's probably not bad. I mean,
it's a different word there. Serious something given.
Interesting when the Lulu starts 1v1ing a KO.
Oh, Bazinga killer. Oh, Jinx Rocket!
That's a lot of damage from the Jinx Rocket, actually picking that up.
I'm Simon, not helping.
Health,
Sun drops the stopwatch. Shen ultimately to join. Nice little cheeky flank from Sign will be enough. Guy in a turret goes down. Slave for the reset. Looking to try to catch out Bazinga as well. Jakes. Red Bull super low, the one before the taunt, gonna be cancelling the key. Stun, and Slave picking himself up yet another kill to the AD carry. Red side Paris is down with the stopwatch, the knock up as the turret aggro pulls through. That's gonna be Caitlyn getting herself a kill 4 for 1 for 4. Resurrection trap should be there. Is this gonna be a blue side win? It's possible. Slave just looking too strong in the backline. Then Caitlyn, can you kite this one out? Goodbye, friend. Zap, dap, dap, and that is gonna be. Cool, guys, just gonna go for that post-game interview recap done and dusted. We're gonna be with the ATG side. Yo, what's up, guys?
Oh, wait.
How's it, What's up? Congrats on the win, guys, firstly. Nice T for not stomp.
It wasn't pretty, but it's a win.
Yeah, well, it was pretty. It was pretty, in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't exactly the closest of matches. But,
I think the comeback in the first game meant a lot to us. We have been, as you can see, Jakes is in, and we took our top laner away to jungle, so that was last minute because they only accepted like 2 hours before the game.
Okay.
And then also the load shedding and that everyone's been having, so
Sound muted.
We're happy with the win at least. It keeps our hopes up for what we want to achieve.
Which is what exactly? To make it up to Prem, or?
Just take it game for game.
Okay.
And win.
And how's the season been going so far?
Pretty solid. I think Jan really helps us a lot. He isn't here tonight, but yeah, what he's done has been really good for the team. So
yeah, I'm glad to hear it. I mean, somebody clipped that and sent it to him, Kappa. But so right, you guys got Jinx in both games. I feel like that was a massive drafting error from the enemy side. Do you guys normally get Jinx, or is it just like he's pretty much good at every AD carry?
I'll answer that. Seeing
it was just this game, right?
There's not enough bans to ban out Matt. And also we were honestly surprised to get the Jinx again in the second game. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, even the Alistar, the Alistar pick was left through to the second ban phase. Which is pretty surprising. I felt like the Alistar did pretty well in the first game too. So kind of a couple of draft things maybe would have changed, but other than that, you guys did pretty well. Expectations going into the series, were you thinking 2 for 0, 2 for 1?
Jakes, you can answer this.
What?
Because you're so quiet. They're gonna think you're dead.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Going into the match of the series, were you expecting quite an easy game?
That's exactly how it goes in game as well.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it was gonna be a 2 for 0 series? Like, you guys gonna win 2 games, or was it gonna be like a hard close match, like 2-1 type of thing?
Okay, well, when we started the series, I thought we might lose one, but I haven't been playing a while. But then when I played Ergot, I thought we really gonna lose because I started inting.
Okay.
But yeah, my team carried me first game, second game. I tried to not in, so I managed to do that. So I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, good job, dude. Clapping. Fair enough. Sinister, anything from your side, dude?
No, I think the first game was pretty good, and it's exactly what I also mentioned earlier on in the first game. I did say if they managed to just play a bit more safer around the top and mid lane earlier on in the first game, I think they would have had a pretty good second game as well. I mean, first game as well, because the Jinx was up farm like very early in the game. So if they transitioned that with the other lanes as well, not doing too bad, I think the first game would have also not even been close. But the team having that early game pressure a lot in the first game, so it swing the game a bit into their favor. And if like you can see the second game, they got bot tower early, and then that transition just into a victory for them there as well. So all in all,
And Jinx was standing at the back untouched like most of the fight, so that also helped us.
Okay. Anything
Yeah,
for
we
the...
kept our.
No, go for it. No worries.
Our fighting
Yeah.
line was good.
Okay. Yeah, we kept. Because I stood back quite far every fight, we didn't have to use our Lulu ult on me every fight. So we actually had an advantage on that as well.
Yeah, you guys did it very nicely. I mean, you seem to like the protect the carry comp, and it's working. So just keep milking it, I guess. But guys, any advice or anything for the enemy team that you played against? Maybe some sort of fault that you noticed that they could go back and like try fix, or any like criticism or feedback?
As I said, Jinx was untouched the last couple of fights. So
I think that
Just-
might have just been a drafting problem because I don't think they had the tools to actually get onto you. You
I mean, they
a
had the
really good front
Zac, to
line.
be
Well,
fair, but they did have good...
the last fight they did get onto me, but they can CC chain me, and I could just flash out.
Yeah, didn't even have a QSS, so I mean,
Right.
like, couldn't have had that much pressure
Yeah.
on you. So, no, okay,
Exactly.
100%.
otherwise, they did pretty well. So
Cool. Any messages to close out to the fans or anyone in chat that may have potentially come out, especially to come watch you guys?
Matt, is your girlfriend
sorry?
watching?
Any
Okay,
messages?
I want to say thank you to Hextech Spartan because
MVP,
he's a fan apparently, and
Your only fan.
biggest
my
fan.
only
Look at it that
fan,
way. Biggest
so-
fan.
biggest
I'm open
fan.
for a fan, but I don't have one yet.
Yeah, I think you can pick up Halzon. I think he's kind of ATG supporter. Halzon in chat, dude, getting the shout out. But
Thanks, Alzon. Always there
cool.
for us.
you guys, it's been a pretty awesome series to cast. I hope to see you guys in the next leg or in the future. So good luck with the rest of your games if you have more this week. But other than that, shout for the post game.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you and Sinister and everyone for casting and putting in the effort.
More than a pleasure, dude. Oh, snap. cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Right, that was ATG with the post game interview, guys.
Sound resumed.
Sinister back in TeamSpeak if you can hear me. Hi for Nikos, it's Goofball. Right, guys, so yeah, it was a good series. ATG taking it 2-0, well played to them. First game, looking a little bit rough for ATG side, but they managed to pull it back. ToliBoys almost taking the first one. Would have potentially got to game number 3. But, Sinister, I think we're going to call up there, dude. Any closing out words that you'd like to say tonight before we do send some people off for a raid?
I would like to say to ATG, please take it easy on Kuriori. We call missing.
When can we expect that game, dude?
That would be Sunday at 6 if I'm correct. 5? Yeah, I think it's at 5.
Okay,
5 PM.
Sunday at 5. No guarantee we'll stream it, we'll do our best. Otherwise, Sunday is going to be a pretty hypey stream. Should be a good round out to the end of the split. But yeah, like I said, guys, new PCs, a lot of not mistakes, but like a lot of new features as well as a lot of old features that need to be redone. If you guys haven't already, make sure to smash that follow button. If you know anyone that potentially would like to come join us for a call sometime, make sure to pass the word around. As my opinion, the hardest thing about streaming is getting people to your channel. Otherwise, shout for the support, Sinister. Much appreciated for coming to the cast tonight, dude.
Always a pleasure. Love casting, as you know.
Yeah, it's been good. Let's send everybody off to... Should we go with Nyanfei tonight, dude?